Yo, what's up, world? It's Suave.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Snoop.
Hey, and first off the top, we got to shout out the special guest that's here with us today. We got Real, DJ for Real.
Yeah.
This man needs no introduction, but
Right.
we got to give him the biggest one because he does a lot out here.
Right.
Vegas OG in dance, in crump, in almost everything.
Right.
One of the greatest DJs in the world.
Right.
Like, man.
Go ahead. Give
Real.
him his flowers.
Right.
Give him his flowers right now, bro. Give him
This
his
man
flowers,
does a lot. I feel like, honestly, you would be considered like a father figure in dance.
Absolutely.
In Vegas,
If
for
you don't
sure.
consider Real a big brother, you lying to yourself.
For sure.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, because I
For
mean,
real.
think about it. You was the first person who gave us like a studio
Yep.
to crump in.
That was Smash
Yeah.
Dance
That's
Studio.
crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super
That's
crazy.
And we
That's
was
super
kids.
crazy.
Like, bro, I think, like, because I only went to one Smash studio because I was in school and I couldn't come outside. So
Facts.
Yeah,
I was like 16.
yeah. We was kids back
That's
then.
no jokes
bro.
versus the refs.
Oh,
Right,
yeah, bro.
legendary.
Legendary.
I know about that.
That's legendary,
Legendary.
stuff. It is great though.
It's really an urban legend.
Right?
It's really
And a
an
lot of
urban
people
legend.
haven't even seen that. It's like, where's the footage? Where's
You
the
got
footage?
an old flip phone with that footage. Just send it over.
Yeah. Hey, if you do got the footage,
If you got
for
that
real, if you got
Motorola,
the footage,
Damn.
send us
please.
the footage.
Yeah, send that footage.
Whoever got it. I think Jerry, I know you had
Jerry
it.
said he had it. Ashley said she had it on the
I had
tape.
it on my computer for a little bit.
I had it on my iPod. iPod? Or was it iPod?
I think it was an
It
iPod
might have been
Touch.
iPod.
'Cause I think I had mine on the iPod
No,
Touch.
it wasn't even
too.
the touch. It was the ring.
Damn.
Oh, it was the old,
It
old
had the
one.
little screen, bro. You had to watch
Yeah,
on
it
this
was
little
a-
ass screen.
You had the first
It was the
generation.
The first gen, bro. The
The
silver
super
chrome
one.
back,
Yeah.
the big fat one with the dial on it, and the
Yeah.
little screen.
Dang,
that's the one I had.
that's crazy.
I gave it to this girl. She stole it from me. Really, I ain't.
She stole your iPod?
Yeah, cause man, I had I had all my Lil Wayne on there.
Oh, I would have been hot.
All my Lil Wayne on there. She broke up with me, and then she was like, "I'm keeping your iPad."
I'd have been like, you're gonna have to go ahead
It's
and bring
gone
that
after
back.
that.
She
yeah.
pawned it. She broke. She was broke anyway.
She was like, I didn't have money. I needed money for the bus.
Yeah, she broke. She was broke. So forget her, bro.
Yeah.
Forget her.
Well, right off the top, we want to let you know that episode 1 is actually available now on our YouTube.
Yes, sir.
So go to the_unbiased_opinions and click on the link in our bio, and you can go to our YouTube and check that out. So
Absolutely.
show some love, support Crump, support us. We'll definitely appreciate it.
And we support y'all.
That's right.
You know we support y'all.
Shout out. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, we supporting.
Absolutely.
So support Crump. We got to support each other. We got to keep this going. We got to all grow together in the movement. So
Facts.
let's do it. Yeah.
With the shirts though, I gotta. With the
serious,
shirts
bro?
though.
Oh yeah, this is 87 customs
87
right here,
customs,
player.
bro.
87
Man.
custom right there. I see
Right,
that.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Fresh,
I'm gonna
fresh.
need, I'm gonna need one of those.
Man,
Right?
see, I was
Yeah,
just
see.
talking
Come
about
on,
that. I said
come on.
it's that quick.
No.
That's
When I
that
say
quick.
I need one, I'm saying I want to buy one.
Yeah.
You know how I get down.
Yeah.
Hey, see, that's that
all
support
about
right
the
there.
support.
It's much
That's support.
appreciated.
I'm
All
not
about the
asking for
support.
one.
So you absolutely
That's
gonna
dope.
get one,
Yeah,
man.
come on.
If anybody else want one, hit me up.
Come on.
Personally, I'll get it to you.
Yeah.
Or follow the Instagram page, 87 Customs.
87
Hit me up
custom.
on there, and I'll get it to you on there.
He'll get it to you ASAP.
ASAP, man.
ASAP.
I swear I would. I'll
Right.
do it right now. I'll
Send
leave
it,
right
yeah,
now. Say something right now, I'll leave.
You're gonna be out. You're gonna be out. There's gonna be an empty chair here. We ain't even
Let's go.
we ain't even gonna know where he went. He
I'm
just
gonna just take the live with me. I'm gonna just take the live with me.
Just take the
You're gonna see your shirt made live right here.
right
here.
now. And then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish the podcast.
finish the podcast.
That's a fact.
Well, yeah, I guess let's talk about the freaking poppers versus crump, since I mean that's this weekend,
That's
right?
this weekend.
This weekend was
What?
it?
Yes.
June 12th?
June 12th.
June 12th.
Saturday.
Saturday at 8 p.m.
Man.
Desert Breeze Park. What location though? Like, is it the same place we
It's
had
the
the
same
session?
spot. Same spot.
So
yeah.
Oh,
if
they're
anybody-
taking our spot, so okay, I see how
But
that is.
it's
That's already beefy.
It's kind of bad for them though, because they come into our territory. so
home turf for sure.
you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
that's our home.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
home court. You know what
Oh,
I'm
It's
yeah.
saying?
home court. I told
Who does
Boogie
this?
D and P Smooth about it. I was like, y'all on home court.
That's home court. And,
Yeah.
and to be real,
That's
man,
facts.
and I ain't talking no mess, but I don't know if poppers can handle that street environment, because they
Oh,
don't.
you're talking
they
about
don't-
like the street madness.
Yeah, like the street. You know, just
Poppers don't really get, and not too many. I would say there is some, but there's not a handful of poppers that just have that energy and intensity to where they're in the streets like that. There's sessions and labs and stuff, but like full on like I'm gonna battle you. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't recent until like there was a bunch of poppers that went at it at the 818, but it wasn't like still in the street. It was like in the venue still, just in the backyard. But like Krumps outside, like
we
pull over.
We've been outside with it.
At the street light, get on the island. We're gonna battle you right here. We well versed into this street beef battle culture, man. This is us.
We armored up.
This is us. So I'm looking forward to it though, man. I'm actually partaking in it. So I'm battling. I don't even know who I'm battling though.
And you DJing, right?
Yes, I'm DJing.
I'm telling you, DJs.
It's gonna be a rumble.
Real DJs, everything. Like he DJs every event. Yeah, you gonna see him everywhere. Yes, you gonna go somewhere.
Events.
Everything, bro.
You gonna go? You said a quinceañera.
I have. I've done everything.
Out there with it. I'm not. I wasn't there, but I know he was there.
I've done them.
You're gonna be walking in Forever 21 one time. You're gonna be like, real? What you doing DJing up in here?
You gonna go work out one day. You gonna go work out one day. They're gonna have a special guest. You gonna see real in the back.
Jam it out.
Get that extra set in. Get that extra set in. I got something for you. He gonna look at you though.
I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get you. 5 more reps.
Yep. I've done a kickboxing. I've done, shout out to Las Vegas Kickboxing. They booked me a bunch of times where I literally like one night it was disco, one night it was like 90s hip hop, and they just had me, and they're doing their class like full on like jab.
Yeah. Dang, you play music like got you in the back, in the groove.
Keep them in the mood. Music is essential.
Yeah.
It's a rhythm. It's a
I think that's the beautiful thing about like music too, and that's why it's talented for what you do, because you got to know music and how to bring certain, I guess, feelings to people at the time. Like it's like, how can I bring the feeling of like pumping somebody up for working out? How can I bring the feeling of like the party feel? Like how can I get the old school people on the floor? That's a talent.
It takes a lot of skill, and to me, I think it takes a lot of memory, because you have to know. All right, man, I remember this one song. I'm gonna play that one song. This song will be perfect right here. Let me mix this in with this song, right? And then you got to think about what blends together. Like you don't want to be playing a certain song.
And you just switch
on. And people be like,
what the hell? Yeah.
Like what you got going on over here?
They gonna come over to that DJ booth.
You can always tell another DJ in the venue, like, and no matter where I go, if I'm DJing, you can always tell another DJ, because we do this thing where we're like kind of eyeing like the transitions, and like and dancers don't look at you, spectators don't really look at you. It's like another DJ will just literally sit there and be like, yeah, that was tight. No, that was trash.
Right.
Like you get that energy. Like most people be like, oh yeah, DJ killing it. But a real DJ in the building is just like eyeing you like, I'm waiting for that fly transition. It better not be trash. And you can feel that, and you be like, and you give him the DJ nod, and y'all know y'all both DJs, but that happens all the time.
So it's like, I seen it. I seen what you did there.
Have you ever like competed in a DJ battle?
I did. It was like a showcase exhibition battle. It was my first one. It was my only one. It was
really.
I don't want to get his name wrong. DJ Diego, if I'm not mistaken, young kid.
Okay.
It was at when they did the Fresh event. And it was right before they did like the big battle one, but it was like a New Year's Eve one, and we was like competing. I remember that. And we was competing. The one at the Texas that got wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the one we had like a little DJ battle, and he did his thing, I did my thing, and it was like a 15-minute set. We had like 15 minutes to show off our talents and our mixing and everything. So it was live.
That's dope, man. But you ain't never just like
not like a full on like Red Bull kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's.
Next level?
That's the next journey. That's the next journey.
So did you beat the dude, or?
People, the crowd was rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a toot my own horn. The crowd was rocking with me. I went first because I was older.
Was that Vegas?
Okay.
It was in Vegas.
Was the person that you battled Vegas?
He was from Vegas. Yeah,
yeah. I was going to say, you won no matter what, because it's Vegas.
You mean tell me you battle real in Vegas? Yeah. It's already bad enough in any other state. Vegas of all places? Come on,
of all places, right.
You battle real in Vegas? Man, what? It's like fighting Goku at home. At the highest level.
At the highest level.
What's your predictions for this Krumpers versus Poppers battle?
I'm curious to know too, yeah.
I know, and all my poppers don't be on my head, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I know the krumpers is well.
I'm gonna just throw my hands up right
is
now.
well prepared. I know they're well prepared. I'm not saying as a like squad versus squad, style versus style. I know the krumpers are well prepared. You know, they've been really active. There's been a lot of krump events. A lot of people on that card has already been exhibition battling and, you know, stuff like that. So you already like in that one up. It's on your home turf. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doubting the poppers, but they really gotta, I was talking to Boogie D, like you really gotta bring like, don't just show you can hit. Show like your dynamics of what in popping, because that's what krump has been showing. People have been showing their dynamics, their style, their hat tricks, their shirt moves, all their style, you know, within the krump scene, you know. So the poppers really have to, you know, like when we say popping, you know, we looking at people that do dynamic stuff like Kid, you know what I'm saying, who's really pushing Kid the Monster, that's pushing popping to another level. You see John Buggs, you see people like Soul, that's like not just popping, they're pushing it to another level.
Right.
And that's what it's going to take, you know, from everybody on the card. Heartbreak does it, you know, naturally. He's, you know, Heartbreak, you can't sleep on Heartbreak.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people new in there too. So it's
You know what I don't like about Heartbreak though? And it ain't like a personal real hate. But you know what I don't like about that nigga? Because he can krump.
He can.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say he knows krump.
So
he's been in the atmosphere.
So when it's time to go up, he know how to go up, hit a chest pop, you know, do something crazy.
He knows how to rebuttal. He knows how to. He'll know how to rebuttal.
That too.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like a lot of other poppers don't know how to like put that format together. They can pop and they'll be like, it'll be getting hyped and they'll be hitting something crazy and they'll go back and take the energy back down. It's like, nah, now you gotta go up.
You gotta go up.
Now it's time to spaz out, and Jay knows that.
Jay knows how to spaz out. He knows how to take his animation.
And he's so big, so he gonna do some crazy big ass move. I'm gonna have to trip that motherfucker. I'm just
crazy. Yeah, he's gonna be.
It's gonna be live.
He's gonna be prepared because I definitely think he knows how to battle when he gets into the krump.
He knows how to battle.
Yeah, he knows how to get out of the krumpers.
He definitely knows how to battle.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You ain't ready.
Yeah,
he's not ready.
What you think about this one?
Well, you know, I'm krump, so I'm gonna ride with the krumpers on that 100%. Yeah, and I think there's some tight poppers on the lineup, but overall, like looking at the lineup of krump dancers that is on there, man, like it's gonna be hard for the poppers.
It's just some heavy krumpers on there.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody gonna bring something different. You know what I'm saying? Like we know Snoop gonna bring the raw crazy. Yeah. We know Jack gonna bring the material and all that. We know Von's gonna be rowdy. Yeah. So you got a lot of different people that's gonna bring stuff. You got freaking Mike. He gonna bring like a lot of material and stuff too.
You got J. Rule, Rada.
Yeah.
Rada.
And you know he's smooth with it. Smooth gangster. So it's like
gangster.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot to handle.
It's a lot.
I think Barrio doing it.
Barrio in it. Sane in it.
Yeah.
Come on now, man.
And the thing about Barrio is he's been in the all styles realm like that. So it's like, I know y'all. I know how to beat y'all. You know what I mean? So it's like, he got a leg up automatically. You know, he's like, I've been training in the trenches with y'all, so I'm gonna get at y'all. So,
and I think in previous battles, like we've always had material and combos and like character and all this stuff, but our krump and rowdiness kind of overshadowed it, you know, overpowered that. I mean. But nowadays, you know, like you said, Barrio been in that all-style scene. He been around these poppers. He kind of know how to blend it in perfectly now.
Yeah.
And now we all learning that transition. Yeah. We know how to take our time with it. And when it's time to blow up, it's time to blow up.
My daughter.
Yeah, you better answer that one. I know how them daughters get, man.
I text her.
Daddy, where you at?
Where you at? I told her to log on Facebook.
Right, get on Facebook, baby. We live.
Said we live.
But yeah, we know how to blend that in now. So our krump has matured so much and is leveled up so much. You know, krump is still young, so popping is like a, you know, not ancient, but it's a original dance style. I feel like original. As far as like the street style, hip hop. Dance style, it's an original.
It's original street. It's original. Originally, it was called a funk style, but it's originally a street style that developed in the streets and parties, very similar to krump. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that innovated it and, you know, are trying to push the envelope of popping but some, you know, some OGs are still trying to keep it in a particular place, and there's like youngsters that are just trying to push it to the next level. Yeah. And it's like we can't, and y'all said that on the last one, you know, you can't put crump in a box. Don't put it. You can't put no style in a box right now.
You can't.
And as you do that, this is why TikTok goes viral and people go viral, because you're trying to put in a box, but people are like, F that. I'm gonna do TikTok. I'm gonna do my own thing.
So perfect that you brought up TikTok.
Yeah, and you know what I think too? I also think, so what I wanted to ask though, what I wanted to ask is like, do you think because some of the OGs and some of the people that's like been in popping, or, you know, I can't say originators because do you know who originated? You probably do.
There's a lot of innovators.
So many.
Yeah, so many.
So let's just say, you know, some of the OGs, some of the, you know, the godfathers, the fathers of popping.
Right.
Do you think because they've tried to keep the style so original and you know, organic as far as like where it started from, is that why popping ain't like in the limelight as far as like some of these other dances?
I don't think they gave the recognition to new generations.
Right.
I think that's where we fall off. You know, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, you don't have your foundation, you're not dope. You know what I'm saying? But it's another thing when we see somebody that has the foundation and they're just trying to and pushing it, you know? And I don't think enough people been getting their flowers. You know, I really feel like it's in multiple styles where a lot of OGs ain't really pulling a lot of people up. You know what I'm saying? And pulling people up to do stuff like y'all doing, or TikTok or YouTube or social media or just anything of that sort. Like, a lot of OGs ain't pulling people up. And it's like, yeah, you paving the way. You know what I'm saying? That we all grateful for that. We all grateful for you paving the way for us to walk down our journey. But like, how are you really pulling somebody up? You know what I'm saying? Are you helping them get on? Are you showing them the game? You know what I'm saying? 99% of the time, you got to take somebody's workshop to get that info.
Right.
You know, but it's really like, what are you invested in the community? How
are you helping the community?
You gonna die one day. So what are you leaving? Like,
right.
Yeah, like,
you have all these gems and you like, well, I can't give them away because you ain't taking my workshop. It's like, all right, then you just gonna go and it's gonna fade away.
Yeah, but even what you're saying though, because I think it's and this happens, and I feel like a lot of people do this, is they like hold people back from when people's trying to elevate the game forward, you know? So they'll be like, they'll see something new and they want to immediately hate on it because it's something new. It's something unfamiliar, and they be like, I ain't feeling it.
That's
I ain't
human
feeling
nature.
it. And it's like, you're not really helping this thing to keep evolving if you're hating on everything that's new and different, you know? Like, for it to be a whole controversial thing in the crump movement, for somebody to do a backflip in their round, you know, it's like, you guys are making a big deal off of somebody trying something new in crump that people might stop and be like, hey, I ain't gonna try it because what if I'm on the Krumpers page talked about next? You know, I ain't gonna try something different. I'm just gonna stick to the formula, you know? And I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like it needs to be more open-mindedness when it comes to dance and expression and anything like that. We need to start supporting things that is different sometimes. Like, if it's tight to you, just be able to be like, it's tight.
That's tight,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is tight. Regardless of the fact.
I've seen people at events, and you know who you are if you watch this, and here it is. I've seen people at events, you know, give props to something that was kind of unorthodox. And, you know, people look at them like, why are you giving that props? And they kind of like stop giving props to that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that. I've seen that in multiple styles where somebody's like, yo, that's dope. And then they look around like,
nobody's saying nothing. They're like, oh, no, that's trash.
It's like, nah, stand on your own too. You know what I'm saying?
If you like something, you like it, bro.
You like it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, even though you're a dancer and you're in the community, I mean, you could be just one of the top dogs in this mug.
Yeah.
And if you see something, bro, you still an outsider. You still a fan of it.
Yeah.
So if you see it and you looking and you're like, oh man, that was super tight, and everybody looking at it's like, I think it was dope. I can't do it. I've never seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even if you have seen, you be like, I never seen it like that.
Facts.
I ain't never seen them do it on that beat or on that rhythm. Like, dang, that's crazy that you did it right there.
Yeah.
I think that's dope. I love seeing that one.
I love seeing it.
Like recently, man, there was Pride versus Fair Warning. And Pride was, and the way Pride was dancing, I was just like, bro, Pride, you're doing so much dope stuff.
Yeah,
I've been seeing it. I heard recently. I was like, people was commenting like, yo, he's an OG from the East Coast. Lil Crew was like, yeah, that's an OG from my city, and I was like, I can tell because he's original.
Original.
You know what I mean? Like he's it's just him. I don't see nothing else. I don't see no workshop in him. Not that it's a good or bad thing that you do take workshops, but the fact that I just didn't see nothing it was just like pure in the house socks.
Yeah. with the feet out.
The socks with the feet out.
He was at home with the feet out.
That's what I seen with what he was doing.
Yeah, that was that home buck or that.
And what else I wanted to say is like I appreciate the fact that break dancers, stayed and kept on doing what they were doing. They kept, and those younger generations kept breaking the molds because breakdancing has went so far. And I remember that was the same thing. Like people was like, "Oh, we don't like what you're doing," and this is like, nah, bro, they went up. Yeah, they went up so crazy. They went start doing so much different stuff. And it's like, whoa.
You see a lot of stuff in breaking. You see a lot of abstract, a lot of different rhythms, a lot of different freezes now, different combinations. People that I was just like, nah, you can't do that. That's not b-boying. That that's not the essence. And people are like, shh. And there's some Vegas OGs that push that envelope. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, that shout out to Ben Stack, shout out to Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a lot of b-boys that really try to elevate the game of b-boying. Like, quit putting these, and this is how, like, we get certain sponsorships and companies to look at us because we got to break the mold of what it is.
Right.
And people making money off TikTok, but the reality is like, I don't hate on nobody that do TikTok. I'm not going to waste my energy on saying, oh, you're a TikTok dancer. You step in my realm, I give you the rounds, you lose. It's going to be evident. Yeah. But I'm not going to waste my energy saying, you're trash for TikTok. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the important thing, we're going to touch on that in a second. We definitely going to touch on that. I know. But,
I know.
No, because we was talking about this earlier.
You seen the live?
But,
yeah. Okay.
But, what I was going to even say to that is real dancers that actually have different styles could actually bring their styles to TikTok.
They can.
And it helps because then they get to see, like, TikTokers, which is mostly like the younger generation that's like primarily on there, they get to see those different styles. They get to see that stuff, and then it's like, oh shoot, I'm learning. I'm seeing like real crump, like if somebody's crumping on TikTok. I'm actually seeing real crump on TikTok, and they start to learn.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Same thing with like popping, same thing with b-boy. All them styles can actually take advantage of TikTok dances, because TikTok dancers are they're innovating by, having their little dances on there. That's branching out and it's elevating where a lot of people following that. But if real dancers actually do it, they're seeing it and they're like, dang, well, this is fire.
This is
fire.
I never knew that this is what the crump was.
I can't do this. This ain't going to be easy set up my phone and learn in in like 15 minutes and post. You know what I mean? But it's like, I got to actually learn this.
And I think it would even be dope if they did try to learn it because they're like, oh, snaps. I respect it even more because I tried to learn it and it took me 7 hours.
Exactly.
It took me 7 hours. I'm dripping sweat, but I got it now.
And then it's a more of an appreciation for the style because it's like, dang, this person's actually working. I can see how much hard work this person put in to have the style so developed as it is, But I feel like just touching. What was you gonna say?
Oh, I was just about to say I would be so happy if when I told people what kind of style dance I did, and they didn't say, they said it was like, oh, like concrete, and I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, like concrete.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, like Chris Brown. Like,
yeah.
I see what you mean.
Exactly.
Like Chris Brown, what he did, what he did with Drake. Yeah.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
I would love for somebody to be like, oh, like I seen Miho when he was protesting. Like, that's what you do? Like, that's what I do, bro.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
Cross it over that way. I see what
you know what I mean? I would love that. That'd be amazing.
That's why I couldn't hate on people who do TikTok though.
I can't
and dance on TikTok.
But there's a lot of people that I know. There's a lot of dancers that I know that are just intimidated because they're feeling like they got to compete against with those people that are just doing the generic movements and the effects. And I'm like, you don't compete like that on your own social media. So why would you think it's a competition on TikTok? You gonna get your flowers. You gonna get your roses. Just do you.
You just got to do you.
You just got to do you.
But I do get it though. I do get the mindset. Because, so many times, like, people be like, man, why don't you just start a YouTube? And I see other dancers do it, and I'm just like, yeah, I do have a YouTube.
Right.
And I post my videos all the time. And they get, they get maybe 2,000-3,000. But somebody else could post something that's completely trash, and it's like 20,000 views, 20,000 likes. And it's like, see. It's like I don't know what to.
How do you compete?
So you have that mindset, like, dang, now I need to do something like this, but in my natural element. And it's like, But I think TikTok actually breaks that mold.
It does, and the thing that I think is beautiful about TikTok is the algorithm itself, because you find stuff that's catered to what you like.
Right.
So it's like if you don't want to see trash TikTok dancer,
You won't
don't
see
follow those types
Don't
of
follow.
things. Like follow
Don't
stuff.
even like it.
Yeah, follow stuff that's specific to the style that you want to see on TikTok, and you'll get more of that on your
more.
feed. So it's like that's the beautiful thing about it. If you want to have your style more noticed, hashtag what your style is all the time, so people who like that stuff can find it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so it'll be on their page, and that's how you're gonna get more traffic to what you do. It's like put your style out. You crump, hashtag crump. Put that on your videos all the time. So then people who like crump and who's following that can see your videos.
Right.
essentially.
Videos.
Right.
So then once your video blows up, it's like, okay, that's that crump dude. You know, I gotta follow that dude.
Right.
Gotta follow
That's that
dude.
crump dude. He got fire video.
Facts.
Right.
But Miss
touch-
Prissy,
I
To
saw
touch
that.
on that, to touch
saw
on
that.
that subject,
Touch on that subject.
Miss Prissy was on live.
Yep.
What was it, yesterday?
Today,
what-
the day
I-
before.
I
It
think
was
it was
either
the day
yesterday
before
or the day
yesterday.
before yesterday, and she was getting ready to board her flight to Minnesota for the Uprising event,
Yep.
which is this weekend. This is the week. I think it's a
Yeah.
two-day event, or
I think it's 2
I think
days.
it's 2 days.
Shout out to
2-day
the
event.
Uprising event. Shout
to
out.
Shout out to Herb for doing
Yes.
that. Shout out to him.
I know it's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's crazy.
They got some workshops. They got J&Y doing a workshop. They got Daisy
Man.
doing a workshop, and I think
Man.
Prissy's doing a workshop.
Man,
on.
Miho's out there.
Come on.
man,
Beast is out there.
man.
Come on.
I know they got some crazy battles.
It's getting crazy.
It's gonna be a whole vibe.
Man.
The whole setup. And you know what? I think they're
I
doing
wish I was out there.
I think they're doing it in a different format. You know, and you were just
Oh
saying
yeah,
that.
word.
yeah.
So that's dope.
So
in
I don't think they're
itself,
doing like the Friday
man,
tournament,
I wish I was
Saturday
out there.
event. You know,
Yeah.
I think they're doing it different. I think they're doing the workshops first and then the battles and everything.
Yeah, which I missed that.
Right.
Like, well, I
Right.
miss just like the whole, like, if you think about Crump Arena or something back then, when you just go and it was just battles, like
Just
dope
battles.
battles you want to
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
It just seemed like you was going to like a whole like a boxing event or something. So and so versus so and so, so and so versus so and so. I was like, let me see this. Let me see, like Cage 3. Man,
Come on.
seeing all those, it felt like world title fights. I was like, man, this is crazy.
What up, bro?
Kid
Oh, we
Fresh.
can't even hear him in here.
DJ Kid Fresh.
Oh, we can't even hear him on the thing.
Is he just on that?
I think he's just on that.
Kid Fresh was good with you, bro.
I wanted to tap in, fellas, and I just wanted to tell you guys how amazing I think your show is.
Man, appreciate it,
Hey,
man. Appreciate
thank
the
you.
love, man. For real,
Unbiased
from my OG.
Opinions,
And
yes.
that's from my OG too. Like
Much
Kid
love.
Fresh, bro. He was DJing at the Cage 3.
Cage
As-
3.
since we talking
Right.
about it,
That's
he was
what I
DJing
saw.
at the Cage 3, man.
Right.
And I remember
I still
looking
got
up
the
there and I
DVD.
was like, bro, I wish I knew these people, man. Y'all
Right.
was like superstars.
Yo, here's a fun fact. Like, and I'll make it quick because I know you guys are doing, you guys are killing it on the show. But I actually wasn't supposed to DJ the Cage 3. I was actually supposed to battle Soldier Tight on who's the dopest ground move crumper.
What?
Didn't know that.
Yo,
Look at that
that's a
hidden
crazy.
gem. It's a hidden gem right there. Damn.
And Koki didn't want me to do that. He didn't want me and Ron, Soldier Tight, to do that. He's just like, yo, I really need you to DJ. And that was cool. You know what I'm saying? But fellas, I just, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I tapped in to let you guys know,
Hey,
man.
bro.
Crump needs
Hey, bro,
this.
you tapping in that quick and dropping something that
Yeah.
legendary. That's some legendary history.
That's
I
much
super appreciate that,
much
bro.
respect.
Appreciate it,
Super
Kid
appreciate that, bro.
Super appreciate it, kid.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yo, it's all good, fellas. Look, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I like to feel that Crump is currently in a position now where a lot of cats are trying to, I don't want to say trying to, but a lot of people are monetizing things. And I think what you guys are doing is a great addition to that. And I feel like the more and more and more as your show grows, I believe that it's going to shed a lot of light on the movement. You guys giving props to people throwing events. You guys speaking up on topics that have to not just deal with crumping, but popping and breaking and locking and whacking and the whole nine, right? And then also talking about the people who are involved in it. So the more that you guys keep doing, I think it's going to bring a whole nother kind of awareness. You know what I'm saying? I see Miss Prissy, she's doing her thing, and I get it because I know you guys were getting into that topic, and I know there's a lot of controversy behind that, and I can't wait to hear all you guys' opinion on it. But I just wanted to make sure from, I guess you can kind of say, one well-respected person in the crump community to you guys, to continue to keep doing a great thing, and many blessings to you all.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Damn.
Appreciate you, bro.
We
Same
got-
to you, man.
We got to
Same
get you on the show
Gotta
for
get you-
sure.
gotta
We got to
get
get
Kid
you on
Fresh.
here.
Put Kid Fresh on. I'm sitting.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting over there. You put Kid Fresh on. I'm sitting over
Absolutely.
I'll be sure when I come into Vegas that I tap
Absolutely,
into you
bro.
Absolutely.
Please
All
sure
right.
hit us up, man. You stay blessed, brother.
I'm gonna let you guys get back to it. Me and the homies, we watching. So we riding with you.
Lit. Stay blessed, brother.
Much
All
love.
right. Yo, that was so
Kid Fresh.
so
Shout out to Kid
motherfucking
Fresh.
dope, bro.
Yeah, that was dope. That
Shout
was
out
super
to
dope.
That was
Shout out to Kid Fresh.
crazy.
Pulling up. Come on.
Shout outs for just coming and tapping in with us. That's much
Tapping in.
appreciated
But-
that you came and
but-
tapped in
but
and dropped a gem.
Bro, I'm so mad that he
Yeah.
said that like it was nothing.
Like it was
Yeah.
nothing.
You mean to
yeah.
tell me that you was about to battle Soulja
Soulja
Tight at the
Tight.
Cage 3 and it never happened?
Man.
What?
That makes you think.
Yeah.
It's the what ifs, right?
Oh,
It's the what if
now.
syndrome.
It's
It's the
so
what ifs
loud.
now.
It's the
Yeah.
what if syndrome.
Oh,
man.
man. You talking about blow the roof off the building. God
Right.
damn.
That's one of those. Woo!
Oh, man.
Just imagine how many battles like that was supposed to
Right.
happen like that
didn't
that
happen.
we just didn't.
And we don't
happen,
even, and we don't know
but
about
we
it.
don't
though.
know
We
about
just
it.
don't even know about
Right.
Damn.
Like those low key ones, like, oh yeah, this was in
This
the
was gonna
bag,
happen.
but it
Cage-
didn't
Cage
work
2,
out.
You didn't know, but
Yeah.
this was set up and
Come on.
such and such. And I was like,
Man, man.
Damn.
Yo, super shout out to Kid Fresh,
Yeah,
man, doing this
super.
thing, man. Appreciate your love and support, man.
So yeah, do you want to hit us with that?
Prissy went live, like I said, 2 days ago, right before she was boarding her plane to Minnesota, and she was talking about how Chez is on TikTok
Oh yeah,
and how she don't think that he should be on TikTok. I mean, I can't say word for word, but you know, she was pretty much talking
Right.
about how he was on TikTok doing this thing and how he shouldn't be doing that, how he's pretty much following behind Concrete and B-Dash, and how, you know, he's above it and he should have his own thing. He should be doing his own thing. But what's crazy to me is like right after that live, the flyer changed and him and Concrete was not going to the uprising. And I,
just gone.
yeah, and I'm like, man, you know, Prissy, what she's doing is super dope, man. You know,
Yeah,
we
shout outs to Prissy.
obviously 100% value her opinion, her energy that she put into Crump.
Absolutely.
But if things that you're putting out there are gonna make things like that happen, then I don't think you should put it out there, honestly. Because having you, Chez, and Miho all in the same place at the same time, teaching, judging, giving y'all opinions,
That's powerful.
That's
Crazy.
powerful. It's powerful for the community.
You know,
That would have been big for the
that'd have been
community
so
right
big,
there.
man.
Just
So
seeing all
big.
them and imagine if Daisy would have just still went.
still wins.
still win.
That would have
my
been just
God.
crazy. I feel we got to be really careful with how we're saying things and the message that we're trying to relay. Like if we're trying to say something as far as like TikTok and not being on TikTok or whatever the case is, you know, I feel like you have to word it better to where you're not skewing people away from advancing themselves in ways to promote themselves on
Right.
TikTok, you know?
Right.
Absolutely.
Because what that could do is that can hinder other people from being like, man, well, I ain't gonna do the TikTok thing because that's whack. You know,
and now
Prissy
you got
said
one
that's
of the
whack.
pioneers saying that
Yeah.
we shouldn't do it.
Exactly. So it's like one of those things when you know when somebody like a big head says like, "Oh, that's trash." We was actually just really
Just
talking about
saying
this,
that, yeah.
yeah.
and then everybody would be like, "Man, well, I don't want to do it because they said it's trash."
Right.
You know. So
Right.
it's like,
Can't be like
yeah.
that,
So it's like it's a way to like word things and talk about things. I feel that can be a little bit better. I don't want to say like baby in the Crump movement because that's not what it is, but
No, but you can,
make
you
it
can
you
word
make it
different.
yeah you want to make it more palatable to where people can understand what you're saying exactly
Mm-hmm.
and it won't seem
Make
like
it clear.
okay
Right.
yeah, so it won't seem like you're hindering or damaging a lane that can be gone down in Crump, you
Right.
know.
Facts.
Because I mean, to be honest with with everybody here, like I agree. You know, I definitely believe that Chez is above that.
Yeah, which I definitely see that too.
I believe he's way above that. He's tight eyes, bro. I mean, I could say that to somebody who hasn't been around Crump in almost 20 years, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I know who tight eyes is though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know everybody else, and you know, but I know tight eyes, and it's like, bruh, you know, you could have been doing the most, but I'm not gonna sit here and badger you because you didn't jump on those opportunities when you
had the
presented themselves.
chance,
When you had the
yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on with you. I don't know what you was on, what you was doing. Maybe you was working on something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just didn't fall through. That you know, you couldn't be doing 10 different things at one time because you was working on this one thing. You was for sure, and it just didn't fall through. Now you need to go here. Hey, ain't nothing wrong. I don't think
tap in somewhere else.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, man. I really, honestly, I enjoy watching it, bro.
The biggest thing is like whoever the youngster is, or veteran, or rookie, or whatever, that watched that probably had like 10, 15 like fire TikToks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not gonna post that, like you said, and that's what hinders.
Yeah.
And who knows, that's what could set them apart and do, something for their community, something for the style, something for the crump community. Like, it's just, there's power in words, and we can't forget that. There's a lot of power in words.
Yeah.
So we have to be real cautious. We have to be sincere and authentic with our feelings, but we have to be careful of how we say these things, because these words have tons of power, and they can make tons of like changes. And sometimes we think like, because I mean, like, we all watch cartoons, and like, we supposed to be having flying cars now, but we keep talking mess about ourselves, and we keep setting back.
Yeah,
that's why the food's still trash
back.
and prices still high, all this other stuff, because we set ourselves back. That's not possible. That's not possible. That's not real. And then we put all our beliefs in the movies, but when it comes to like
time
really,
to actually
to make some of this stuff happen, it don't happen. So that goes back to like what Miss Prissy said. Like, I get her message. I respect her opinion. It's a way of saying it, because you could have hindered somebody that could have done amazing things for the community, amazing things, not just for themselves.
That's oh, my bad. Go ahead.
That's where I get where it's coming from, in the sense, because I feel like a lot of people in the beginning was following behind Chaz, because he was like the leader. Chaz was like the go-to. Yeah. So a lot of people would follow behind Chaz and the way he would do things. And it really wouldn't be that. That's why a lot of people outcast Prissy, from following Chaz. So I get where she's coming from, in the sense of like, don't just follow behind these types of footsteps, because there's other lanes that you can go in. Have your own direction.
She did say that.
That's factual, because it's different roads to go down. But I don't think you should shut down the road that he's going down, and be like, all right, shut that down. Because that's not gonna help. That's still a road that people can go down. They don't need to follow exactly how he's doing it, but people could go to TikTok and take Crump to TikTok and try to advance
I've seen
Crump through TikTok.
Grow off of TikTok.
Oh yeah, like Oxy.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
Oxy is doing his thing on TikTok.
I mean, even Neptune went super crazy on TikTok.
Super crazy.
I mean, B-Dash. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Concrete. I mean, shoot. We can just talk about the
I know,
obvious.
This is like the obvious.
The obvious.
TikTok to another level. Yeah.
But I was about to say, can you imagine though how impactful it would be to not only us who's like fans of Crump and watch them growing up, but to even everybody else that's like coming into Crump to see Miho, Prissy, Daisy, Chaz, all doing TikToks together. Coming together and creating.
That's 1 million views.
And creating whole they creating their own trends, like their own dancing trends.
Right.
And then now Crumpers are now trying to do the trends that they just did.
You remember the old school Hall of Fame video when he was dancing to that Jamaican music? Imagine that. Imagine if they took something like that to TikTok, bringing that feel.
Bruh,
right?
Viral.
People would be like, man.
That would go viral.
People would go viral.
And then stuff like that's effortless. The effortless things go viral. That's what people forget. Like people like, I want to go viral. It's the effortless thing of you just being authentic and having fun.
That's how I was just about to say that, because when you watch that video, you don't see nothing but just like if
they was in the fields.
They wasn't labbed.
Yeah,
they definitely came together and was like, yo, I got this tight track. And they was like, oh my god, what the hell is that?
Let's just dance.
Get off.
You know how many times I watched that video?
I probably gave it 1,000 views myself.
Absolutely.
Within myself,
it's still up there. If you don't know, go look it up.
Check out a couple of Hall of Fame's videos if you really want to see. It's crazy. So definitely check those out. But that junk's insane. insane.
Oh, Lord.
I just be like, that's why I think TikTok's a platform. It's just a great platform, just as anything. It's a tool that we can use to network ourselves, just like YouTube, just like Facebook, just like anything. Us and Crump should definitely branch ourselves out more than Facebook, though.
Absolutely.
That's true. Absolutely. We are staying on that Crumpers page. It's like we gotta branch out, y'all.
Well, I mean, it's coming. Obviously, Prissy just bought crump.com, so hopefully, she goes forth and creates that forum and take it back in 2003, when we had the forum, and what was it, 3 and 4?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 and 4, 4, 5 and 6, those years. But back in that time when we had the forum and people were just literally on a Crump site And we wasn't
Talking
on
about
anything.
crump.
We was
Yeah.
on, I mean,
That's
we
where
was
my
just talking
little
about
homies came
crump.
from.
Waiting for the
From crump
announcements.
form. That's where my
Hey, you know
little
what's
homies
crazy? I was just with the homie Jay Rule, man, this dude Jarrell Ryder, and he was just telling me how Real saved his life off the Krumpers page. He said he was, getting in trouble in school. He moved away from his house. He was in another household going to school in this super good area, and Real hit him up and was like, "Yo, what you doing? Let's lab." And he was like, "All right."
Yep.
So they created that relationship. Jarrell was labbing with Real. It showed his parents and everybody like, "Yo, he's actually doing something good." It's like a whole nother, it's a positive
Big brother kind of thing.
Yeah, big brother, positive thing, and that got him away from that situation. And now,
making
Jarrell's
big moves.
Yeah, doing the most.
Jarrell just doing he's doing a lot.
Got his two daughters, being a great father figure for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, like the power of just a crump forum.
Yeah.
In general,
The
form in general, just the power of and the way you can connect with other crumpers and build like that.
And the crump forum was something that brought Vegas together in
absolutely.
general. That's how we was connected.
We was connecting.
Like
People was
a lot
writing.
of people say, we definitely had the battles
battle
portion
section, for sure.
of the Krumpers
we ran that
forum.
section.
We was all in there, so I would know where we was talking at, where we was making the post. Can just go straight to
Sometimes
battle.
I wasn't even on the main one. I would just go straight to battles.
I'll go straight to battles, see what they was talking
Before
about.
Facebook.
It's like,
before
who we
MySpace.
beefing with?
Before MySpace. Who we finna battle with? Who am I about to battle with?
And we
You know
used to
what I'm saying?
always, we used to always have to see that. Me and Snoop for sure.
Because the thing is, and it was so crazy because it was so consistent. Every Friday at Perry Street there was a session. So if you didn't get on that Krumpers page from Monday through Thursday, you didn't know what was going on.
You didn't know. You didn't know what beef was started. You didn't know who you was
Friday
battling.
it happened, and then next week it was a whole nother situation.
Another situation.
Always.
You missed it.
You missed it.
And then the crazy thing though is that there was times throughout the week where you'll see beef pop off, and they'd be like, "Hey, we about to battle tonight. We meeting here, here, and here at this time," and it'll go down right there.
And what's so crazy about that is, that's how you know people was paying attention, because that would happen in the span of 2 hours.
And
then
a lot of people would show up.
The following hour, you would have 50 kids in the middle of a parking lot down over by Sam's Town at 10 o'clock at night.
It was literally though like the epitome, like going back to b-boying. It was like these niggas about to scrap, but they really not about to fight.
Yeah.
They ain't about to fade right now. They about to battle it out, and that was like. But we knew everybody was putting their intention, their energy into that. Like, nigga, I'm gonna get off on you.
I'm about to dance.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like
I may want to knock your block off, but I'm about to just get off.
But it was that same essence, you know what I'm saying, that was there in the club. And it's still there, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of people are more like social media beefy, but like some of that shit used to be like, oh, these niggas, they don't like each other, it's about to go down.
Yeah. And everybody pulling up. Everybody pulling up.
The good thing though back then is like people was more free to speak their mind and how they felt about certain situations, so we would know what's up. And I feel like now it's more done through subliminals, so you don't know who's talking about what, because they don't really go to the person and be like, hey, this is how I feel right now, let's get it,
Let's get it.
It's more like, let me send this secret message
and
talking about you.
Right.
And it's going jab, it's taking a jab at what you're doing, but you ain't going to know it's about you. You know what I mean?
The subliminal world is crazy.
It's insane.
Stop the
so
subliminals.
crazy. Yeah, you gotta stop subliminals, man.
I feel like, yes, we should hashtag that junk. Like, stop subliminals 2021.
Oh, yeah, I'm with that.
There it
Yo,
is.
let's hashtag the Krumpers page
Hashtag
and any other dance community page, bro. Hashtag stop subliminals all 2021, bro.
Yes.
Please. And people be like, oh, well, it's somebody in the scene. But like, no, who are you talking about?
You know what'd be funny though is because when you have somebody, have you ever caught somebody subbing you where you found out that they were subbing you, but then you talk to them about it, you're like, hey, yeah, so was that post about me? Like, 'cause that's what I'm hearing. They be, well, no, it was just, and you like, oh, you switching up now?
Switching up now. This is literally on our subject.
Nigga, it wasn't about you. It was in general.
In
like,
general.
And then
it just happened.
And then some of them get defensive where they be like, well, if the shoe fits, and they're like, no, you was talking about me. Don't try to flip it. Try to be like,
see, but it takes a real one, because I'm pretty sure if it was Jarrell, he'd say, well, it does.
It does.
It does fit me, nigga. So now we got a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is
now we got a problem, bro.
That is Jarrell, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, Jarrell's the real one to where if you walked up to Jarrell and was like, did you say such and such? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I said it.
Absolutely.
I said it. So
Right.
He probably gonna hit you up before you even get the chance.
Right.
Before you get it.
Right.
Before you even get the chance.
So it's like that's what separates the real from the ones who's like subbing and doing all that stuff. But I definitely think subliminals need to stop.
OG
like
twin real. Yeah.
this year. Yeah.
I agree, and I think stopping subliminals ain't a bad thing because as long as you're not like trying to get super personal, like yeah, man, I fucked your baby mama and she a bitch. Like God damn,
Yeah,
you ain't gotta go that far.
You gotta
but
go
if,
that far.
if you subbing and you like, you know, you got a problem with somebody or you don't agree with something that just happened or whatever, and you feel away, instead of subbing, why don't you just go ahead and press that issue and then, you know, when it come out, y'all battle. That's where battles came from.
Yeah.
See now niggas want to battle because niggas did fuck their baby mama. It's like, no, bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna see you at the event. It's like, nigga.
But
I guess, but I mean, like, I understand it, but it's like, nigga, that shouldn't be on the Krumpers page, and you shouldn't be.
Yeah, that dirty laundry shouldn't be aired.
And you shouldn't be beefing publicly about some shit that's that deep. That's not gonna happen for another 6 or 7 months.
yeah,
Nigga,
yeah.
shut up.
Right, facts.
Inbox him and keep it pushing.
Yeah,
Keep it
and well,
pushing.
that's the thing
She
though.
was a hoe
Still,
anyway.
when you keep it in the realms of like dance and crump, then I feel like if you say something and you really like just constructive, you ain't on no hate and stuff. You just trying to speak your mind about something.
Yeah.
Then I feel like then you being honest. I feel people can't take constructive criticism nowadays.
No.
It'd be hard to tell your homies like, hey, your round wasn't that tight. Because people get offended.
people
Or to
get
be like,
offended.
hey, I didn't really think that round was tight.
Right.
People get offended. If you were just going up to them personally and you was like, hey, I didn't think that round was tight. Or, you know, just trying to be honest. Or, oh, man, I thought you could have did better. I was
better.
actually rooting for you.
You
know?
Yeah, just being
People
honest.
get offended.
People get offended.
They be
Why? Because social media does that to us. Social media, no one doesn't say anything negative on your post about a clip that you post. So when we get those likes and those, those double taps, we be thinking like everybody loves it. But realistically, there's like 10 niggas that didn't like it. They just ain't gonna tell you
Right.
straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's crazy is because man, rest in peace to my bro Lane, right? Because he got on my head for this. But I remember Knucklehead posted a video and he was like, he ain't dancing in a minute, so he just came back, and everybody was going crazy on the post. Oh my God, that was so tight. And I was like, bro, that was not that tight. And bro, his whole fam jumped on my head.
Jumped on
They
your
was
head.
like, no, it is. We can do whatever. And this and this. And I was like, God damn. And bro, Lane went into my inbox. He was like, hey, how you doing, bro? And I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
That's
bro.
how you know it's
I was
going
like,
down
bro,
when
you
it
know,
started like that.
I was like, I'm just talking about some dumb shit. But I'm just, it ain't nothing deep. I'm just saying whatever. And he was like, oh, good.
But okay,
That was
like,
funny to me, though.
It's a fine line though. If I see somebody post a video and I don't think it's that tight, I'm not gonna say nothing. But like, say if I see that person later and we talking, the video gets brought up, and we just in conversation, they be like, "What you think?" I'll be like, "I didn't think it was that tight."
Yeah, it was that tight.
Cause they be like, then we're in conversation. You asked me how I thought. Like, I ain't gonna take away from your shine. If people's liking it, I ain't gonna take away from your little shine. Like, that's your shine. I wasn't feeling it.
So that's what I did. I was taking away
Yeah,
from the
you took away from Joey's shine a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was coming back. He had his video out. People was like, hey, and then Snoop like.
So my whole like mindset when I in Crump, give me those likes.
Give me those likes.
Nah,
Support this right here. This comment right here.
like the people that got DVDs, they just post they post their ad or they mixtape on the comment.
They promoting on your stuff.
But my whole mindset in Crump, man, is like I'm like an OG. I'm an OG. I mean, so. When I see people that I used to dance with, even from back in the day, because me and Joey, man, we got history, bro. I mean, Joey was out here for a little bit. He was a little crush and everything.
Yeah.
So we got history, man. So when he posted the clip, I was like, I'm on your head, bro, because you're better than this. So I'm like, all right, you're not that tight.
Hey,
I knew what was going to come back, a battle.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's battle then. All right, bet. That's what I want to do.
That's what you want to do.
But it went so crazy, and they was like, "Oh, you hating this?" And I'm just like, "Damn, nigga, I'm just shit."
Social media does hold people to this standard of perfection where they feel like they need to be perfect. Like everything needs to be perfect. You can't hate on this. You can't say nothing bad about it. But it's like you do be doing bad sometimes. We all make mistakes. We ain't perfect.
I think making posts like that is just healthy competition, man.
Healthy.
That's what makes
one way
healthy.
we elevate each other by
that's
being
a good point, though. Yeah. If you're honest and you be like, it ain't that tight, people should be able to take it. There's scenarios.
I wasn't stealing his shine. So take that back. Take that back. I wasn't stealing his shine. That was the competition. My boy was coming back, so I'm about to sour army his ass to death.
He explained his perspective, so I guess you can see it like that. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to take nobody's shine. I just would let it slide, you know what I'm saying? But I would tell him. Like, if I think somebody's like stuff is trash, I'm be like, it wasn't that good, but people would get mad. Oh well. Like I was about to tell a story. You know, I'm gonna tell it. Oh well, if they get mad, they get mad. But
you about to steal somebody's shine?
No. I ain't stealing nobody's shine.
You about to steal somebody's shine. You about to tell a story about somebody that was super dope, and he about to say, yeah, but they wasn't that tight.
They wasn't that tight.
No, that's not what I was about to say. I was about to tell a story because for the for one round, we started a thing where we had to do album reviews. And I had to review an album, right?
I remember this.
Okay. So it was an album for
JYG. What up, bro?
It was an album for 20 Kills. So and shout out to 20 Kills because I ain't gonna lie, your stuff is dope. Your tracks is dope. What you do is dope. But the album I was reviewing,
my butt came so quick.
But the album I was reviewing, I didn't say that it was trash. I didn't say nothing like that. I didn't say it was horrible. All I said was, it was a mixed bag. You know, it was cool.
Right.
You know, like there were some dope tracks, there were some cool tracks. That's all I said. Nothing bad. But since I didn't give it like nothing perfect, the backlash I got was like, I was like, wait a minute, like
you tripping,
yeah, like I can't just, you know what I mean? Like it's just constructive criticism. At the end of the day, I'm a person with an opinion. Right. Somebody else could be like, hey, this junk was fire. You're crazy. Yeah. To me. Right. You know, and I gotta take that backlash from them. You know, but it's like, and they could be like, your review was trash. I could get that, right? You know, so it was a lot, and I was just like, man, people can't take people actually giving an opinion. It wasn't like I was like picking him out of the bunch to be like, hey, I'm gonna pick on you and just hate on you. I was like, somebody told me to do a review on this album, and I'm reviewing it and giving my honest opinion. Yeah. So it's like people should be able to take that and be like, oh, okay, you're just being honest. You know, whatever the case is, I might want to battle you because I'm a little salty. But it is what it is. You gave your opinion. But some people would get it to be like, no, and they start getting broggy where you'd be like, wait, what? You know what I mean?
There's a time to defend your art, you know what I'm saying, and your passion. And you have to understand that. Everybody listening, you got to understand when to defend your passion and your art. And sometimes, majority of the time, constructive criticism that's what's supposed to elevate you. Right. Not like straight hating, like, oh, nigga, that shit's trash. I'm going to tell everybody that's trash. Like, that's hating, you know what I'm saying? Hating. That's straight up hating.
People just got to realize where the criticism or where the opinion is coming from. Like, when you know, bro, you know Suave, and you know, it was a one round, it was just a review. He was just giving his honest review about it. It ain't like somebody was just on a post and was just like dogging the album. Yeah. Yo, man, I hated all this. Man, I don't even know why he be making tracks. Like, Suave ain't do none of that. He was like, nah, I think it's about like would you give it a 6 out of 10 or something like that or whatever?
I think I even gave it a 7. I think I gave it like 7.
7 out of 10. You can't jump down somebody's throat for saying your album was 75% perfect. Yeah. 75%. That's what,
but when I hear honest reviews like that, me personally, when I hear honest reviews like that, that makes me want to listen. Like if I haven't listened to it yet, you know, and that should make the artist be like, you want those reviews, you want those mixed reviews. The worst thing you want is somebody not listening to your stuff.
And not giving no
review.
Or people telling you it's great. And it's not really that great, and then you wondering why a lot of people ain't messing with it like that.
Why you only sold to?
So it's like, why ain't my stuff doing good? Because then it's like, how can you challenge yourself if nobody's like challenging you in some way? You know, I want people sometimes to walk up to me and be like, yeah, you was trash this night. So I could be like, dang,
your inner circle gotta be real for that.
They gotta tell you like, hey, this was not your night.
Right. Not your night.
This was not your night tonight. Mafioso. I think it's Lil Mafioso. We had a conversation where I just told him, I was like, no, you didn't do bad. Because what he didn't do bad. But what happened was he was getting gassed, so he wasn't concentrate. He wasn't able to concentrate as the rounds went on. So I was like,
he took that. And you see what he did when he you wasn't there, but
recently when he battled.
When he was battling, he was in the tournament. He was battling Dread, but he was hanging.
Ooh. He was getting off.
He was hanging. I was like, yo, you holding yourself down. Yo, yes sir.
It's like not keeping it real with your crew, your fam. You know what I'm saying? You're doing such a disjustice.
Yeah, I laughed at that too.
You're doing such a it's like somebody getting knocked out and you know the referee comes over and you know calls you a loser and does the count And you pick him up and be like, yeah, nigga, you won by decision. It's like, what?
Right. 10. Knockout. Come get him.
Come get him. Yeah, nigga, you won by decision.
They hit him with the smelling salt and he wake up like, you got the belt, champ.
It's just like, that's how it is.
Like, what, nigga?
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
And niggas is believing that.
Right.
Like,
Like,
and they really do. They do be believing that.
I got knocked out and I won.
Yeah.
That's
and
amazing.
And then you get somebody on there that try to be honest and be like, "No, man, you got knocked out," and then everybody jump on their
Jump
head.
on his head.
What you talking about?
Bro, he got tripped.
He got tripped.
He got
You didn't see him step on his toe when he threw the right
on,
hook?
man.
You didn't see that? You
Come
see the low
on.
blow? Come on.
Come on, he hit him in his balls. Hit him in his balls and he tripped
50
him.
million excuses.
Yo,
man. It's
So,
trash.
somebody was asking if we could give a rundown of Vegas history. Should we do that or should we say that for later? I mean, we got a little
We got time?
Vegas people.
Oh, yeah, we
in
do.
here.
I mean, we do.
Hey, I'm open.
What you mean by our Vegas rundown or like what?
Vegas history.
I mean, like what?
Like how Vegas history.
Like
Vegas,
how it started?
Vegas Crump came to be. I mean, you got a lot of people who's like
I got their own little
been a part of
story.
history. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would. Hey, you know what? I think we should say that for another time. And I think we should have.
The Vegas OGs in here.
Yeah.
A lot of the Vegas
Yeah.
OGs.
That was.
Yeah.
But then again, like,
Yeah, I know. So
I'll
it's gonna
say
be a
it
part
too.
1 and a part 2. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
I'll say that too.
That's a lot.
Let's do a part
Some
1,
people-
part 2. But I think we should. I think we should do that. Get certain OGs together.
That would
and
be a
then get certain
conversation.
Other
though.
OGs together, and let's just do that.
Yeah.
Whole conversation. How everybody started.
Because
this.
some people would think that some stuff happened the way it didn't happen, and yeah, so that would be a whole conversation. I feel like
It's gonna take a
'Cause-
long time.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a whole bunch of. I don't think.
Yeah,
That
we
was-
gonna say that for later. man.
I guess let's get on to like judging.
Oh yeah, let's get on to judging.
Like battle. What I was gonna say is like when people
So,
battle.
Wait, let me ask a question though.
I love the laugh.
So, are we talking about judging? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Judging in general.
Are you talking about judging in general, or why you should judge and why you should not judge?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question.
So, are we gonna go? Are we just gonna,
I guess let's
just
touch.
blend, just
Yeah,
blend
let's
it?
blend it.
We're
Let's
gonna,
blend
we're gonna
it.
hit it for real.
Yeah.
Show me how to
Okay.
blend real quick. You hit it with
Sure.
the left.
Yeah,
with the
hit a
left.
for real mix.
And blend it over a little
Okay,
bit.
we're gonna blend
I
it
got
over.
you.
So
Blend
we're
it
gonna
in
blend
real
that thing
nice.
over.
Blend that in nice.
Yeah.
I would like to get this disclaimer out, right?
Because we actually got to get to some deep topics too.
man.
With you, real, we got you in here. So you know we got to get deep.
Ain't no
So,
filter over
Let's
here.
run through
Real
this.
said we can ask him anything.
Hey,
Let's run through
ain't no
this.
filter. The only thing I want to say first is it takes a skill, to have battle tactics and your technique and your character and your skill and any dance style that you do to be able to win a competition. It takes a pure skill to judge somebody. It's not just opinion based. It has to be it has to be on some foundation. It just can't be because a real judge can vote for somebody that they don't like, but they understand what they're doing. And that goes for a lot of styles, especially when we see these all styles, battles and stuff like that. And it takes a skill. 99% of the time, I'm going to speak on the Vegas community. We get a lot of people that's just like, oh, you're new. You've never judged before. You judge your peers. And it's really not about that. It's about people that can be like, I can vote for you one day, Suave, because I see you doing something and then no perception. And I can look at Snoop a different day with no perception and be like, I can vote for you. And then I can look at somebody and be like, I don't like their style, but he beats both of these niggas.
Yeah.
It literally takes that kind of skill. And a lot of people kept throwing, as I was growing up in the events, you know what I'm saying? And I was traveling, I kept hearing a lot of people say, oh, it's just an opinion, get over it. And it's like, what's the opinion on? What foundation are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would check people about. Like, what's your foundation? What are you judging?
What are you judging on?
What do you really judge? Who are you? Because there's 5 things you're realistically supposed to be judging. But if you're just saying, oh, you like this person better than me, then nigga, you about to get dogged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because then I have something to prove to you. But if you have like legitimate foundation,
Facts,
of how facts of why you're picking this person over me, then you're qualified. But a lot of people let that go in one ear and out the other, and they don't think that's important. They're just thinking, oh, I can judge my peers. And this is where we have the issue, just a side note of the issue of like where we see new generations thinking they can just call out any OG because we haven't set that line of like, nah, this is a separate generation. Run through your generation before you step to this generation.
Yeah.
But this is where people think, oh, I judge. Oh, Snoop's entering. Okay, and I'm judging. Okay, and
Yeah,
they might vote.
automatically,
For,
yeah.
they're gonna vote for you against
Right.
you. But this
But-
is the issue, though.
Do you feel like that some people give like more credit to like people who's been in the game longer. So there is people who judge who will be like, okay, since this dude been in the game longer,
OGs do it. I see
you automatically get the W, you know, and put people through. Yeah, because I feel like I see that a couple times where I see like people who's veterans in the game, and I'll see like somebody who's like up and coming, probably like a heavy hitter, and I'll see them like dog, and I'll be like, where we going with this? Because you got to be honest.
Right.
But then I'll see them judge for it, like for the person who's been in the game longer, like the veteran, and it'll be like, dang, well, I feel like you should have been honest if you feel like the other person like won, and it looked pretty evident that they won.
Pretty evident. We've seen it happen.
But they don't want to choose that person because it's like, oh well,
going against the grain, kind of.
Yeah, you're going against the grain. This person obviously has
and that
more
OG be getting mad sometimes.
Knowledge. yeah. That they have more knowledge, so it's like, all right, I have to go with the person who has more knowledge. But it's like,
right.
I don't care what you're talking about, bro. This dude may have more knowledge, and he may have just a little bit of that knowledge. But if he can apply a little bit of that knowledge better than you're applying all of this knowledge, then you need to go home and work on that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's okay because like I said, everybody has an off day. So sometimes people come out there and they just be having some off days. Not even sometimes it's not even an off day. Sometimes it's just an off round.
Off round.
Like,
sometimes it's an off round. You just didn't connect to that track.
This one wasn't
absolutely. Your style don't connect with that track.
This wasn't it. Yeah. And it's like you lost that one. My bad. You know, like better luck next time. But some people can't take that.
Let me ask you, real. Do you feel like you would respect a judge's opinion if, you know, they ain't been in the game for a minute? Like, say, for instance, you know, it's just
like they quit.
Yeah, let's just say, I'm not saying Jay quit, but let's just say, you know, how Jay was away for a minute. You know, he took a break, but he just what if he just still never came back? And then all of a sudden he was just on the Red Bull judging. How would you feel about that?
I would really have to, like, knowing Jay, I would really have to know if he's judging from a no filter. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge me like you know me. You know what I'm saying? If people are on that I would have to know me personally that, like, if he can judge without a perception of people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, anybody with a history of dance, for me personally, yeah, you got to be active.
That's just, you got to be active.
You got to be active because like Crump, like a lot of styles, a lot of things are changing overnight.
Right.
So you got to be with it.
That's a good point.
You know,
so you feel like you got to be active in the game.
I think you got to.
Do you got to be
active?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
at least around in the scene.
You at least got to be
active battling, or you just got to be active.
You just got to be in it.
Doing
you know what I'm saying?
To know what's new, to know what the trend is,
and the whole vibe of everything.
That's true though, because there's certain stuff that's like a hype. You know, when people create like a hype or a buzz around like a hype thing, like for example, like I think the Muay Thai thing that
Chaz and Miho was doing, or Rex.
That stuff. It gets people hyped because it's like that's hype stuff. That's stuff that people feel. So if you haven't been around, you might not understand that. So that might not register to where it's like, oh, that's actually hype. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That counts. I actually like the way you put that. As far as like people dancing for having to be active in the game, because that does make sense. You're not having to miss. You're not missing what's
out there.
What's current at the moment.
Can I just ask this question to Jordan real quick? Because Jordan is giving some comments. He said some pretty good stuff. But Jordan, let me ask you though, like if you know, because you know how Crump
what's
now.
What's up, Jay Strike?
You know how Crump now has like a scoring system. But you know, the scoring system was created based off of just two minds coming together. Now, granted, it is the originators that, you know, created this scoring system. But you know, like he was saying, no matter what, you know, if it ain't like basketball, like a ball going inside a hoop to determine the win or a score,
it's all opinion based.
It's still opinion based. So how do you feel, Jordan? Just based on Jordan, like how do you feel about the scoring system and judging Crump tournaments based on this scoring system? But we can keep talking.
But what I guess how we can even ask you how you feel about that.
Hell yeah. Right? What is he here for, bro? What is he here?
I know.
Jordan's not here, bro.
Jordan's here, though.
Jordan's not here.
Jordan,
that's a
we
great
just have
question,
a phone posted up with Jordan's face.
Let's just write Jordan on his cup and just gonna put Jordan right there.
Jordan right there.
Nah, but real. All right, so
I feel you.
let's just say Pop and Pete.
Yeah.
Like you know, some of the OGs, all the OGs came to, let's just say not even all of them, just 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
The top, just one that everybody respect. Everybody respect these 2. No matter what. When they give an opinion or something, it's respected.
Got you.
Let's just say they created the scoring system, right?
Okay.
And it's just based off what they like, what they feel is this and this and this and this, and this is how you should judge. And everybody judge with that. How would you feel about that in the popping world? Because popping don't have like a scoring system, do they? Breaking don't have a scoring system.
I mean, I talked to Pop and Pete about what should be judged in popping. You know what I'm saying? But it's
still opinion based because it's based on each.
It's because like not every judge, and it's not implemented in every battle and every judge that's on there. So it's still like it's his opinion on it. But if that was to happen, I mean, it clears up a lot of confusion. B-boys have it. You know what I'm saying? We see it on a lot of high-end B-boy events where they have, like what's your foundation, your technique, your musicality, and they have these point systems that's kind of clear and evident. It just becomes tricky on, certain things in the B-boy world. So you got to see what the flaws are. There's flaws in every style. You know how a style picks up after it drops. We've seen it in krump. You can see it in pop. And that's something that's not talked about because that's what happens. And is how do you recover from a mess up, in your round?
Right.
A lot of people create a point system to where it's just clear and evident of like how to score it and how to judge it, but it's never like, when you see a technical foul, you know what to do on a technical foul.
Yeah.
You inject somebody getting a shot, somebody getting a ball. So there's ways of a foul, of something of a mess up in sports that needs to happen in dance, not just what can you do good, what's your foundation, what is your mess up, how do you recover from that? Because that'll determine when two people battle. Because we see the mess up, and 99% of the time, one person is just covering it up better than the other person.
Right.
Yeah.
Normally. And I think that should be implemented, in my opinion, if we're going to do a point system, especially in popping or any style, of like, how do you recover from a mess up round? You know what I'm saying? How do you recover from that?
Yeah.
I think that's what's missing as these styles are developing a point system.
I think that's a difficult thing with a point system in general. It's like, because it at the end of the day, it's still going to be based upon a lot of things. A lot of opinion, a lot of things still. And so it's a lot of things like, how do I think this person is grooving on what level? You know what I mean? So it's still how you perceive it. Do I feel like this person's grooves is on a level 10, or do I feel like this person's get off is on this level? Is there timing on this number? You know what I'm saying? So if I think it's at a 9 and this other person thinks it's at like a 6, that's the difference of, that's a whole different, that can turn the tides right there.
And that's which was happening. That's exactly what was happening in the KBO tournament.
Yeah.
You had some people judging a 9 on this level, and some other people judging like a 6.
6. So
what? How?
It didn't make sense.
How? If that's a 9, then that should just be a 9.
It should be a 9. It's something I want to add as being a DJ, and this is something I've talked to a few people in the community about, is judges judging the music as well as the round. Because when you judge the music, you're going to judge, if there's a track, you're going to give that track a 10. Now everything you based around that is off that 10, where you don't like the track and it's like a 6 for you. But how you judge around that track, because now if you give a 5, your 5 matches his 8 or 9. That's what makes sense. But that's something a lot of B-boys listen to tracks, a lot of poppers, a lot of krumpers, but we have different feelings to tracks. If we were to judge that track, like this track is an 8 for me, and you judge around these two dancers around that track, now you can start to hone in of like, oh, he's making me like this track more. He's showing me his groove, or she's showing me her groove a lot more, where it's more evident. But that's judging the music. That's something I'm trying to implement.
That's a good point. That's a good point to make. That's a gem right there.
Because not too many people go in on the track. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has the same feeling of a track.
Yeah, I feel like people should consider it that.
For me personally, because when I look at battles and I try to judge them, I like musicality. I like the whole energy and vibe that you're gonna bring out of the track. Like, what are you finna do to this track?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of character are you about to be in this grimy or this high beat, hyper, high speed track? So when I judge battles, I look at what you're doing to the track, and what you're doing to the track makes me like, oh sheesh. Like, even though you didn't do all this technical crap, you could have been dancing hella slow, but the way you're moving and way you're like pausing here and then you move, you know what I'm saying? Just all the stuff you're doing to this, just the way you move into the track. I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
Especially if we know a track and we see somebody, like if we know a track and we're judging somebody and then we don't see them hit certain things that they do, like that's a mess up.
Like it'll be a crazy breakdown. You know it's coming, and you be like, Oh,
damn.
This nigga didn't even touch the breakdown.
Didn't even touch the breakdown, yeah.
Or when you see him hitting parts of the breakdown that you wouldn't expect him to hit, where you'd be like,
that-
whoa,
Like,
you went there
a
with
person,
it.
A person that used to do that to me all the time was LeVar, bro.
Yeah.
I used to watch LeVar dance, and I'm like, LeVar, how did you even hear that
How'd
fucking
you
beat,
hit
bro?
Yeah.
How did you hear that fucking beat? And he was like, I didn't, you know. LeVar's so funny, man. Hey, the homie Khoisan had a good question. He said, how do we feel about one rounder? What did he say?
Oh, one rounders nowadays compared to back then.
So back then, I feel like one rounders were literally judged based off the height. You know, if I mean, granted, it was more organic.
I would say like a lot of the one rounders back in the day were solidified.
Yeah,
though.
We're solidified.
And
it was like something amazing.
That's what I was about to
like
get
solos.
to. Like, yeah. Like, but it was like, yeah, like you said, nobody else could say anything about that. It was like, bro, not only did he do the most crazy thing, but everybody here can agree that was probably the most crazy thing I ever seen in Crump.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That was probably the most crazy thing we've seen in Crump. So that was like, But my only thing in Crump, as far as when it comes to one rounders, is I really don't care to call a one rounder unless it's for a battle that actually matters. Like if we're at an event and it's a serious battle and you know what I'm saying, it's watched. We're all watching to see who's gonna win this battle. And if this dude just kill you off, it's a wrap.
Well, yeah, I think one rounders should only be considered in like event.
Right. But if we in the street, and I call out real, and let's just say I go crazy my first round, they're like, yo, this nigga ain't finna be able to do nothing to come back. That don't mean he shouldn't dance.
Shouldn't.
No.
They're very true.
You know what I mean? Now it's
that's
time
a
for you
street battle.
Now it's time for you to push hella hard because now everybody's going against you.
Facts.
Everybody like, no, you got dog. No. And it's like, nope. All right, now I'm about to really go off.
It's a street battle. So I feel
street
like
battle.
when you get to the street battles, it's like you gotta keep going. It's like in the
You gotta
streets.
keep going.
You know,
You get knocked out, they're gonna push your ass back in that circle.
Yeah. No,
it's like the
get back
difference.
in
Yeah,
there.
it's the
Get in there.
difference
You ain't on the
between-
floor yet.
It's the difference between like boxing and street fight. You know,
Yeah,
you street fighting, you going at it. You
But if
getting
you
real,
get knocked out, they
Yeah.
gonna call that 10 and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's done.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as like comparing it to back in the day though, I do feel like maybe because, you know, things were newer. You know, when somebody did something new, it was like, oh my fucking God. Nowadays, it's so hard to bring out that wow factor.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard to bring out that
seen a
wow
lot
factor.
now.
So when somebody do bring out the wow factor, it's so like rare that people probably don't even know how to react to it. They see it and they're like, oh, what the fuck? What is that a one rounder? I don't even know what to say. Like most of the time nowadays, a one rounder would just come on how well somebody put their round together, and they'd be like, oh, that's it. Like for instance, when J Suave battled Lady Dead End,
Lady Dead End, yeah.
she was doing
a lot. That was a
amazing
really
shit.
complete.
The most amazing shit.
That was a really complete round.
She was doing the most amazing shit, but it wasn't like she hit like some crazy move after doing all these, you know, crazy just movements and everything, that she hit like a crazy hat kill off and killed this nigga off. She just had a very, 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 very phenomenal round.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, bro, it ain't nothing he can do to come back.
Yeah.
Which was true, but I was like, I still want to see him dance.
Yeah.
But yeah, they called it a one round, so I was like,
Yeah.
I did argue, but it was.
I feel like one rounders, they're a little bit more harder to call
harder
nowadays
today. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we've seen a lot. It doesn't really hit the crowd as much as it used to.
As it used to. Yeah. I mean, by taking the limitations off of every dance style, especially crump, I mean, we possibly could see more one rounders.
Yeah, because it's gonna let people expand.
Let them expand.
Let them expand and do what they do. I was gonna say a couple things that they said about.
Well, I want to say what Jarrell said, because what Jarrell said was really facts. He said that you can't create a scoring system in a game that you're still playing.
Yes, that's what I was exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
That was really dope, and I was like, yeah, that's facts, man.
That's
I mean,
facts.
if I'm,
because then you can cater the scoring system to how you play.
Yeah, so this is what I do, but you know, yeah,
it would have to be from people that wouldn't dance, that don't dance anymore. Really, that just are investing into the styles that are, you know, to that particular style.
Yeah,
that would be able to create a system, you know.
And then even then, so though, I feel like crump is still evolving to where the scoring system might have to be adjusted moving on because how the dance is evolving. I don't think it's gonna be the same 10 years from now.
No.
that it is right now. You
It
know,
can't.
so
It can't.
It can't.
Yeah.
It's not even the same 10 years ago from now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a
Crump
different.
ain't the same 10 years ago.
Yeah,
from now. It is
exactly. So I feel
Yeah.
like the way it's gonna be judged is definitely gonna have to change. That's definitely gonna have to change.
I think things like what you brought up, like judging around the track or
Yeah,
how you recover from a mess up. I think things like that is what a point system should be, created around.
Created around, If we're gonna do that,
If we're gonna, and I, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna judge. Oh, well, the way you danced to the track and the way you, created this whole environment, this whole vibe to this track, I give that a 7.
Right. Because you could take that and you could look at that. You could look at older battles and be like, that track was trash, but this fool got off.
Was getting
like,
crazy
to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we don't give people their flowers like that.
And I mean, yeah, you still do. I mean, like I did that recently with the Cage 5. I think Rapture was battling Spartan.
at the Cage
5.
5.
Yeah, the tournament. Was he battling Spartan? I think he was battling Spartan.
In the tournament?
No. It was a setup battle, Rapture battle.
It was like
Oh yeah, it
and
was.
and they judged
Yeah.
it, and they said, "Oh, well, rap style was like outdated." So it was like back then, and then rap was just coming back, so everybody was just all on Chad's side. So it was like, yeah, nigga, come on, we're doing that old shit.
Yeah.
But then when you go back and watch it, and you look at what rap was doing, you was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Even when he battled Joey outside,
Right.
I was looking at what rap doing, and I was like, God damn, this nigga was doing some crazy
Doing
shit.
some crazy stuff.
It was some crazy shit he was doing. It was like just because you was blinded by the whole, don't like this nigga.
Yeah.
Because he's doing not what we're doing today.
Today.
Right.
It's like, nah, that shit ain't tight. And then he got his shirt dirty. Niggas was laughing at him. But it was like, nigga, nah, you was getting buck out there. You was getting crazy. So,
Circling around.
that same thing though. People was judging that battle based on a specific set of rules, and it's like, nah, bro, you can't judge like that.
Can't judge like
because
that.
it constantly changes. It constantly changes. So you have to judge off specific things. The way he was dancing to this beat and the vibes he was creating was so crazy.
Back then when rap was battling all those people, I feel like it was really hard for people who were dancing different styles, because I feel like Crump was really rooted in one particular style of dance. So a lot of people was hyping up one style more than other styles. So a lot of styles honestly didn't get as much love.
Absolutely.
Like different styles weren't getting as much love because people were catering to only one style.
Absolutely. And that's why I said Pride was refreshing to watch, because and this ain't a shot to Fair Warning or J.Eyes, but I feel like a lot of people dance like that.
Yeah.
They dance with this whole like this posture and this like aggressive get off.
Yeah.
Don't nobody have style like disco. Disco have his grooves and his
Disco got
style.
groove,
You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of people got that. Like, that's the style, bro. That's the style in your dance, bro.
Right.
Y'all gotta,
like,
bro. We had a conversation about that. I had a conversation with Sean about this like a month ago, but we were talking about like how would styles of Crump look today.
So
I feel like the diversity
in a good way or a bad way.
I feel like both. You know, like what would be the good and the bad of a styles of Crump now? Because I feel like a styles of Crump definitely wouldn't be as broad as it was back then.
Yeah.
But I feel like there would be some abstract styles in a styles of Crump.
It'd go crazy.
That could showcase like like there's different people who have styles where you'd be like, dang, I ain't never seen something like that.
Some of these
in Crump, this is really different. But I feel like there is like a lot of people who cater towards like one style that it wouldn't be a lot of people to showcase besides the standout ones with the different styles. Like what's his name?
No one
or what's his name? Bad Guy 5?
Bad Guy 5?
Yeah. I forgot. Mark.
Bruiser.
There we go. Like I feel like he be dancing different. Quanga has a pretty different style. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Like Dahan.
Yeah.
Some people have a style that's very like evident. Of like they worked on.
It's literally just them.
It's just them.
Ain't nobody else doing it. So that's why people, when they look at battles and they battle, they're like, nah, you kind of got dogged. It's like, why? Because he was the only one that danced like this.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about his style.
That's the good thing about his style.
That's the great thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why styles of Crump now, it would definitely be like, I feel like it would look different. You wouldn't see people that you would think you would see on there.
Absolutely.
But we got to definitely hop into this before we not be able to. We definitely curious about this list that's going on. You know, the stuff that's happened recently. I guess before we dive into the beef portion, let's just hop into the list, because I don't know anything about a list like that. I've heard about it.
Right.
But I don't know like the purpose of it. You know, who's on it, all that stuff. The in depth. I don't know if you want to like drop names or whatever the case is. Whatever you got to do. But I don't know. You can explain that to us, just so enlighten us, so we can enlighten the crump world as well.
So back in March, the pandemic, you know, was coming around, and me and Mafioso was throwing a R&B's event. So I personally work, and Mafioso we work with some people that are involved within anti-racism, like the full studies, not just, you know, dabbling. I'm like people that learn from professors and read articles and, you know, really get this information. So as we all seen everything happen over the past year, from George Floyd to Breonna Taylor and everybody else, you know, that's been just murdered down in the streets, like, and a lot of people's have been silent on Black lives. Non-Blacks have been silent on Black lives, and they're in Black culture. That's harmful. You know what I'm saying? You don't step into anybody else's culture. If I'm doing martial arts, I got to honor everything.
Right.
I'm a guest in it.
Right.
I don't care if I'm born in it. I don't care if my grandparents did it. I'm a guest in it. You know what I'm saying? So I got to respect the people that's in it. The people are suffering. If they're being victimized, if they're, you know what I'm saying? If they're being targeted, I got to step up for that. So there was a lot of that going on. So me, you know, somebody from the anti-racism team, you know, had reached out to me and Mafioso and said, hey, you know, what are y'all doing to create a safe place? That shit hit like a nerve. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing to make sure that people are safe, no matter who shows up? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like, oh, people are 86, so let's just give you this list. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't how it came about. It's like, oh, we know, like off rip, there's some toxic people that just can't be around, because not necessarily they're going to do any harm. Somebody going to do some harm to them for the shit that's out in the community. You know what I'm saying? So nobody creates a list. Your bullshit behavior puts you on the list.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you hurt children, if you hurting women, if you hurting men, if you dogging out students, if you hurting your dance crew and you silencing your dance crew, if you being toxic and verbally abusive, like that shit's clear and evident. That's what puts you on the list. So like we seen things of people in our community come about this person and about this person, and you know, everybody's kind of like playing this whole, well, it ain't me, so it doesn't happen. And that goes for everybody that's listening. That's bullshit. Just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it's not happening. Mm-hmm. And just because it's not affecting you and it's not hurting you doesn't mean it's not hurting somebody that you care about, and they just not telling you.
Right.
So as I became vocal over the past year, and I've had people confide in me about, you know, trigger warning, you know, for anybody listening, the whole Jesse Lee Santos thing, you know, and he had the team and he was doing things with Super Crew, and it was a full, he went to jail.
Oh wow. yeah. I heard the story, which was crazy because
he went to jail and then he got out on bail. But there's stuff like that's happened in our community. You know what I'm saying? And as things came out over and over and over, so as I personally became vocal, you know, over the past year, you know, people started catching, you know, wind of what I'm saying. So, you know, the anti-racism team reached out to me and Mafioso, said, what are you doing to keep this, you know, a safe place? And I'm like, a lot of these feelings sparked up inside of me. Like, oh, what am I doing? I'm like, oh, well, these people that I know of are 86 from the event. They can't come in here. You know what I'm saying? They can't come in here. So there was other people that was listed on that list that I didn't agree with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how I broke it down is different tiers. You know, you have people that just did some outlandish shit, you know what I'm saying, that haven't done no restorative justice, period.
Okay.
And then you have, that's like my tier 1. You have your tier 2 of just people that are silent. You know, they ain't saying shit. They ain't backing us up on social media. They're still posting their content, but they're not giving the flowers of, like, they're not showing what's going on in Black culture. They just culture appropriation. They just taking our shit and they're just doing their own thing. We see that in every style. You know what I'm saying? And then there's tier 3 people that are actually just saying something, you know, they're sharing something. And at first, a lot of people were just like, oh, social media doesn't mean anything. It's like, yes, it does.
It's a voice.
It's a voice. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely a platform for sure.
Your 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers is definitely, it means something. When you share something, it means you're in support of it. So that was the whole thing. So me and Mafioso, we created, you know, we said, hey, these 6 people ain't allowed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
6?
it was 6.
Oh, okay.
It was 6 people that was not allowed in our event.
Okay.
At first, did it go up?
No, that was our 6.
Oh,
Oh,
just
so
the
it
main
was just
six. So it's just 6.
So,
okay.
so somebody else in the community made that post, you know what I'm saying? And they said, oh, release the list. What's the list about? You know what I'm saying? And they dropped names of people that wasn't even on our list. You know what I'm saying? And these are
Okay.
people that were silent. You know what I'm saying? And I made that clear on my 2 live streams. You can go to my Facebook and watch all my lives. I didn't take none of my shit down. But you could go see, you know, like we only had 6 people. And the 6 people that we said aren't allowed, they don't show because they know they're a problem. When you say to people, when you identify people as somebody a problem, one, we're not just saying they're a problem. That means somebody has reached out to them to get some kind of restorative justice. They ignored or ghosted. You know, somebody has tried reaching out to them multiple times, whether it be me or somebody that's a survivor from whatever harm that they did, and they're just silent on it. So automatically you're on the list. You put yourself on the list. I didn't put you on the list.
Yeah.
You ain't even showing me that you're trying to
I was
fix
gonna say,
this
you-
up and
you
clean
had the
this up.
opportunity.
You had the opportunity
Yeah.
to come clean, and not even with me, but just somebody confided in me and said you hurted them, and you ain't even going back
And
to
trying
fix
to
that,
fix
fix
it.
whatever
Yeah.
you did, whether you guilty or not.
Just for clarification purposes, because I'm
Yeah.
not sure how it operates as far as like putting people on it or whatever the case is. So what I've been hearing, so
Yes.
it's hearsay from
Yeah.
other people, so I'm gonna let you know that off rip, but is that if you're associated with people on the list, it can get you
Put
on the list.
No,
So is that true? That's not true.
that's not true.
Okay.
It's what you're in support of.
Okay.
It's what you're in support of. Not necessarily your friends, because in reality, we all gonna be friends with somebody that we ain't cool with. You know,
Yeah.
We all gonna be like, that person's not cool with
I don't
me.
mess with them, but
You know what I'm saying?
if you want to mess with them,
But if you want to mess with them, but if there's somebody like, yo, that person's clearly on some foul stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you rocking with them, I let people know, like, I can't rock with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. I'm not saying, I'm not gonna book you or anything, but that's just me. And this can change from event to event. And I've used this analogy of like a club. Every club got a different dress code.
Yeah.
Every club is expected. They might not let you in with your hair. They might
Right.
not let you in with sweats. They want you to be suited and booted. It might be the first 100 ladies to get in before they let one person in. You know what I'm saying? Every club got their own rules. So every event has its own right to be like what's safe and what's not. And every event has the right to do that. But that's what me and Mafioso went out and put ourselves on the limb of like saying, yo, you walk in here, I guarantee you it's safe. Because the people that you might have an issue with, it might be personal, or it might be, and that's just not out yet. But the shit that's out, we taking care of it, and we making sure, no matter if you're gay, if you're trans, if you're a kid, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if however you identify yourself or whatever community that you're in, you walk in this building, you ain't got to get side-eyed. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna feel uncomfortable. You ain't gonna feel like it's one-sided.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's putting all these people kind of like fix your behavior. It's not the person, it's the behavior. It's not the person.
So what I'm getting is these people still have an opportunity to get.
Always. It's not 86 forever. It's restorative justice. A lot of times people don't get.
But if they don't come, then it kind of solidifies that.
They solidified. A lot of people that we put on the list ain't showed up to nothing.
Right. So it's
And
like
they-
you know you fucked up.
do
You
they-
know you this type of foul person.
Yeah.
Do they know
That they on the list.
People
that they're
has
on the
reached-
list and
Not
that
necessarily.
they're
They know they've been reached out, and they know
So they-
when people reach out to them, they know somebody already reached out, and they know, oh shit, people talking about this.
okay? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how it comes about. You know what I'm saying? That's how the whole thing comes. Just kind of like it surfaces. You know what I'm saying? People have been approached, and then people like, oh, well, I ain't gonna show my face because obviously niggas is talking about this. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of lay low.
Yeah.
And
With a lot of the incidents, like, are scenarios, like, for example, I don't know anybody on the list per se, probably like a couple people, if anything, but I don't know the situations and stuff that transpired to get them on the list a lot of the times. So I feel like if people don't know, how could they really see somebody as a threat,
As a threat or something.
or you
And
know,
normally
like
a lot of that
harmful?
stuff is we don't like the people that I work with and stuff. We don't want to be airing something out because we don't know who else has been a survivor. you know what I'm saying, of this person's behavior. So normally it's not just getting out here and be like, oh, well, we heard this person did this and we just gonna air this shit out. It's never about that. It's about, oh, we heard this? Well, let me hit this person up. Whoop-de-whoop. 99% of the time we get ghosted when we hear something. And it's never like, oh, bros, you know, that's not what it is. That's not what it, no.
They don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it. It's just a ghost. It's a read on Instagram or it's a sent text message and people are being confronted and they're like, shit, I don't know what to say or do. And it's never like the people that I work with and that I'm involved with it, you know, I'm still a student of anti-racism. You know, I'm freshly in, but I'm creating this lens to hold people accountable, hold myself accountable. And the biggest thing that I say is everybody has this binary of good and bad. And that's not the truth. It's right and wrong. But nobody ever wants to say they're wrong because in America, in the world, you say you're wrong, you're a bad person.
You're canceled.
You're canceled. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. And it's never, you could be good, but do some foul stuff. And that's what people don't even know. You could be a good person and just do wrong. You could be homeless and do some.
Everybody
can make mistakes.
Yeah.
But we have to get out of this good and bad ideal of like, this is how people are.
But the main thing is just holding yourself accountable.
Holding yourself accountable. Oh, I did wrong. My bad. You know what I'm saying? I effed up. And people aren't even being raised that way. And then this dance community, especially Vegas, it creates this atmosphere of like, nigga, I ain't never wrong. It's like, no, you
never
could be
took a
wrong.
L.
Yeah, so it's like you
I
gotta
don't care what niggas saying. I don't never took a L.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can be wrong. You can say some hurtful stuff and not know it. You can do some hurtful stuff and not know it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if your homies ain't checking you. There's a lot of horrible terminology, you know, when it comes to like just the LGBTQ community, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of words get thrown around. That's
heavy, honestly, in the crump community.
In the crump community, you know,
crump
niggas, oh, that's gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga, that's gay.
Absolutely.
And there's some,
Crump
but there's
community's bad
people
with
that are, and it's like, what if that person is gay? Your whole perception on this person changes. So I'm like, we have to change our language. And this is stuff of like, you know, what anti-racism talks about is white supremacy and all that. That's that whole field of like how we're really brainwashed and we just don't know it. And we think it's some hood shit, or we think it's just like some friend shit, or we think it's some corporate or some work shit. And really it's just toxic. And we don't know the damage that we do. And if we ain't checking ourselves, if I'm not checking myself and I'm not using my voice to say, hey, I'm checking myself and anybody around me, I'm a part of the problem.
Right.
That's true. I see what you mean in that. With the accountability factor, how do you feel like somebody takes accountability to make change? For example, like for you guys to be like, all right, you know, like
it's just some people are expecting like some public apology. For some people it is. For some people it's just going back to the people that I know, the community knows that you've harmed or hurt, and it's just, you know, clearing that up.
Rectifying your
wrongs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like looking in that mirror. A lot of people don't like looking at that monster that they were at that time.
Yeah.
To identify that. So that shit's scary. It takes a lot of self-healing. You got to be in a mental place for that. And especially if time elapses. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to go back and reflect and be like, there was this one time I did some messed up shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like going down that road, but really that's all it's about. You know what I'm saying? Giving that person that respect, that true love that you didn't give initially. That's what it goes back to. And it's not just, I wasn't in it. So no, the nigga that or for person that did it and that they did it too, they just need to make that amends. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if that person accepts it or not, you got to be sincere. You got to be in your right, you know, in your head, state of mind to come correct like that. And it's just accountability, because this shit is going to go on with or without us.
Yeah. I definitely think as far as like anything public as far as an apology should definitely happen if the actions were public.
Well, public.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
stuff
if you
people
try to
seen in public,
if it's like something that wasn't public, then they just have to come out and be like, drop all this bombshell on everybody. I think that would be kind of crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you think a situation that ends up going public should be handled in private still?
No, if it ends up going public, then it has to be handled in public. Because it's like, well, your stuff went public. My bad.
And that's what boils down to the list, though. That's what boils down to what the list is. Nobody creates the list. Your behavior puts you on the list of saying, like, you did some harm. And people, you know, there's people that I've been close with some people have been like, yo, you know, why are we bringing this to the dance community? I'm like, no, you got it messed up. We ain't bringing nothing to the community. We ain't bringing these politics.
Pulling it out.
We pulling it out.
Yeah.
It's just been there. We just been like, oh, let's get over it. Oh, I don't see that.
Well, I also think that, you know, we were younger.
A lot
of
people.
we didn't know how to deal with certain things that we seen, or we didn't even know how to identify certain things that we seen.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, because we were young. Y'all was young. I was young. We was young. You know what I'm saying? And people now are getting into dance, and even, you know, Tie-Dye said, you know, like Chet said it. There's kids younger than us.
Yeah,
that's
tighter
like the
than
average,
us when we were
the average
6,
age
7,
of
8,
a
9.
crumper is anywhere
You know what I'm
from
saying?
like 4 or 5 to like 17.
And we can't forget, they still got a kid lens, so they're still living in the moment. They're not thinking about none of this.
Yeah.
So if
We're
this
the only ones that's
crosses
seeing
their
it
face,
on the background. We're like, look at.
gotta get called out. We gotta hold people accountable.
Yeah.
It's always the signs. That's what one of the homies Soul told me. He said, "There's always signs.
Yeah.
There's always signs." And just as human nature, sometimes we ignore those signs because it puts us like really uncomfortably. Like, I know everybody heard that.
Right.
I want to call it out. Nobody else calling it out. Fuck. I'm gonna sit back in it. That's what that does. But we all have to be our own person. Like you said, when we hear that, just to be like, no.
And that goes with racism. That goes with homophobia as well. Like all that stuff, when it happens, I feel like people need to call it out.
Call it out.
People allow things like this to continue to happen, so it will continue to happen the more we allow things like that to happen and not really say it when it's presented or in our face. If somebody's making a post and it's racist or it's homophobic and you're not saying anything,
you're condoning it,
then it's allowed. You just made it fair game for anybody else who's in the dance world to say that same thing and it be allowed, because it just went on by. I feel if we showing people from coming though, would that hinder correction? No. I guess that's one of the questions
Hell no.
that I have. Okay.
I personally don't believe that. That's when we start topping people's pockets and start affecting their brand or their name or their image, and we start saying, yo, F all that, you did something bad, then people can start feeling that. When people can still eat, it's just like when we hear stuff about basketball players, or we hear that, you know, or athletes or movie stars or actors, you know, when we hear that and they keep still, they do something wrong, but they keep doing, you know, their field, it's like, okay, they ain't really learning.
So what happens if, you know, that does happen, but this person that was a victim now says, I mean, he can apologize, but I'm not going to be okay with it. Do you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they still feeling comfortable at this event now, like that's like a...
It's a lot of dynamics to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy
that's
right
because it comes down to, like, what kind of damage has been done there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's what legal matters have been taken into place. There is certain like dynamics to it. You know what I'm saying?
Jesse Lee?
Something
like that.
Well, that's extreme.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because that was multiple.
That's what I said, the dynamics.
Yeah.
So it's different dynamics.
Like, if they're uncomfortable, and even though you can't us and apologize, if they're uncomfortable,
that's a wrap.
It's like you just gonna have to go
ahead. You gotta
ahead.
pick a new profession. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it happens. I mean, that's stuff that's happening right now in the entertainment industry. Like, you do something and you get...
Do you do like how the jail systems do? I mean, when they come back, you kind of like
progress.
Well, you kind of like inform all the parents or anything, like, hey, this person's gonna be here and he's a level 3.
I don't. Well,
he's a level 5. You know,
I think
you know
if
what
you
I mean?
had,
'Cause I mean, it's just like now you can Google.
Okay, you
can Google
sex offender.
sex offender.
Hey, he lived right here.
I definitely think if it's somebody, if it's like any type of dancer who touched any type of child in an inappropriate way, they shouldn't be able to teach
come at all or teach.
Should be able to teach.
Yeah, they should be able to teach.
No,
because it's like you shouldn't be around children
alone. Be around children.
You can't
like
make no exception for.
You got to think about these parents. I don't mean cut you off.
No, you good.
You got to think about. You're a parent. I'm a parent. You got to be thinking about.
You know, it's a wrap for me.
And see, and in that case, you take that dancer hat off, and there's a lot of dancers that are parents, and we'll take that dancer hat off and be like, I'm a parent.
Yeah,
you're gonna get hurt tonight.
But that's exactly why I say, like, if you're any type of dancer who did something like that, you definitely shouldn't be in the realm of teaching children, because it definitely wouldn't be something appropriate. Because it's like, if I was a parent, I wouldn't trust my child with you alone, you know, in any context whatsoever. So it's to be honest, it'd be hard for me to leave my kid with anybody.
Absolutely. It is. I mean, really, it
Except
is.
people you know, right? Like close.
Like
My
super close.
daughter learned from me.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Like Suave, you and my brother, bro.
Yeah.
And my girl is your cousin, so that's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not saying nothing about you, but you got daughters, so
Yeah.
I would feel extremely comfortable. Same with like my bro Jarrell.
Yeah.
But
There's
if it's
people-
just somebody else that I knew you for a long time, and no offense, but I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna leave my kid with
I
you.
mean, nah.
I'm just not.
I can do what you're doing. I can teach.
okay.
Oh, we can do it together.
Yeah.
Shit, you can come over to the house and we can lab all together, but you gotta take your ass home.
Yeah.
And she gonna stay here.
Right.
Does scamming people count as a issue,
Money.
as something
Yes.
on your list?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fraud. It's fake. It's fraud.
Oh.
It goes under lies. Me personally, when we hurting people, we hurting people.
Right.
It's just like I said, just because it don't affect one person, it might affect another person. But a bad behavior is
That's
a bad
facts.
behavior.
Right.
yeah.
And a lot of times people do foul shit because they get away with it. And the reason they get away with it is because
People keep allowing it
people
to
keep
happen.
allowing it.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't really bother this person, so I guess I can do it again.
Mhm.
Like that's a natural. It's like you steal once, you're gonna keep stealing until you get caught. So it's the same behavior. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody really be like, nah, I'm not gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be the one you do that to, regardless. I'm not. It's gonna stop at me. You're
Yeah.
not gonna do this to nobody else.
That's facts.
That takes a backbone. That takes you being vulnerable. That takes
It does
you
take a
airing out your
lot
shit.
for
It
somebody
does.
to
So
stand up.
I don't ever hold anybody accountable to doing it or not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I know some certain situations are very hard, so I don't ever judge of like, oh, why are you coming out now 20 years later? Like that, some stuff is traumatic to people where they can't function or we don't know how they're healing.
Yeah.
So,
and it's hard for people in some situations
Absolutely.
just to speak.
I think in
their
all,
mind
cause just like the Jesse Lee situation, because it wasn't like he did it once and then it got put out there. It took a while.
Yeah.
Because of the following. So, you know what I mean? Because he had such a big following. So, you know, even in that,
he was putting people on.
yeah. So even in a
alone,
situation like that, when you have somebody who, you know, they have the pot. You know,
Yeah.
If you want anything out the pot, bro, you got to come to me, and I might get up over on you,
Right.
but you got to come up over here.
Yeah, come up over here.
You know what I'm saying? So it takes a while,
That's crazy.
and it takes a lot of people to start standing up publicly
It does.
against this person and saying, "Hey, this person just did this to me."
That's just so crazy that
this
people
person just did this to
abuse
me.
their power like that, though. It's like
yeah.
you're in a position, but it's a lot of people who do it, even in small ways. There's still like small
still
things
subtle
that people do.
microaggressions,
Where they like, I got this control now. Let me dictate how the situation is gonna go according to the
that a
power
lot.
that I have. You know, that's crazy. I just feel like it's crazy and it's taking advantage and getting over on people because of the power that you have. You know, like
you have.
I have this much power to help you, so let me take advantage as much as I can in any way that I can.
And get as much out of it.
Yeah.
as I can. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you want this help, you got to let me do what I want to do. And I choose what it's crazy because it's like, why does power mean that much to people? You know, like why does it mean that much to people to be like, I have it, so now I'm gonna take advantage of?
It's some sense of entitlement. It's some sense of like whatever entitlement they can get, you know. And a support system is everything. If you can manipulate, I mean, you know, from Hitler
that's
to
what it
anybody,
is right there, though. That support system.
It's a support system. You get everybody to believe your fucked up ways. It don't matter.
It don't
you
even
know what I'm
matter,
saying?
yeah.
So you're more brainwashing people to support
To
you,
let what you do
let
slide,
go.
yeah.
It's not even like support me.
Narcissist. That's a narcissist, right?
It's a narcissist. It's a narcissist behavior, and it's toxic. You know, where people are just like, but it's really about you gaining an army for you to be combative. You know, I mean, people heard R. Kelly's story. He had them women had very similar. That shit is wild.
My
you know
mama
what I'm
still
saying?
love R. Kelly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and
My
it's
mama cuss me out right now. She heard us talking about R. Kelly. Why don't you talk about
R. Kelly? Man, R. Kelly, them women is hurt. You know what I'm saying? Them women went through stuff and barely like lined up stories, and it's like, but he had those women at those times, and you normally have women to go against other women at those times. So they're really not going to talk about the harm that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? How they were manipulated into fighting other women that was going to speak out. That's the reason why he had and treated those women a certain way to silence those other women. You know what I'm saying? So you be like, I did this to one. Shit, I need 6 more
to
silence these 3.
Yeah, and then you know what's
that's
crazy?
Willie Lynch.
That's crazy.
That's called the Willie Lynch theory right there.
Yeah.
That's why black people are in the position we are now. We're just now breaking out because of the Willie Lynch theory. If you haven't heard of it, look it up.
Willie Google
Lynch theory. Look it up.
Google it.
I'm dead serious.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like those people who have, even the people who do these things just because they want the whatever that they're gonna get, the gift or reward that's gonna come of it, like the opportunity per se. Some people get mad at the people like, hey, don't tell because this is the opportunity for me, you know, so they don't want them to tell because it's gonna ruin their opportunity. And I feel like you got to even decrease yourself on that to be like, hey, it's not about you.
It's not about you.
You know, what they're going through and their damage. You got to let people, like, if you're not going to say something and somebody else is going through something, they want to say something, you got to be able to be like, you need to say something. You need to stand with somebody and realize it's not about you when somebody's damaged in that scenario.
Yeah, I just had that conversation with somebody from the South. I'm not going to put them on blast, but the bros was out there and he hit me up like, yo, there's toxic people in our community. You know, what happens if we put these people on blast? And like, damn, what will it do to Crump? What will it do to the South? And I'm like, sometimes you got to tear down an empire so the right people can be in position to eat and be an example. And we got to stop this enabling just because certain people got certain statuses.
Yeah.
We got to stop
That's
that.
facts.
We got to stop that. So if we got to tear some shit down to put the right people in position, and that's what we got to do.
Facts.
And we can't, and then who knows how far these styles or these people will go, you know what I'm saying? But we can't be having certain people in certain positions and they not speaking up.
Right.
I got issues with my OGs. I don't give a damn who watching on Instagram or whatever, or Facebook. But I got issues with some of my OGs and some of my vets and pioneers. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you did something wrong, clean it up. If you ain't gonna do that, you know, if none of that happened, then use your voice to speak on things. You know what I'm saying? To really voice yourself in the community of like speaking up and supporting people that are survivors of this. Because I said this before, and this is my quote: "Not all pain is trauma, but not
all trauma.
Trauma is pain." You know what I'm saying? So so when you know what I'm saying, not all. I think I said it backwards. So all trauma is pain, but not all pain is trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And because you can go through something and be like, you know, that was just a messed up moment. But sometimes you can reflect and be like, damn, this puts me in a moment in my life where I can't get over a hump. You know what I'm saying? And some of that comes from family, friends, dance shit. You know what I'm saying? And we really need to it's never gonna be 100% solved, but it's right now, it's like we ain't got nobody to lean on. It's hard. It's hard to and as we go through these times and it's 2021 and we done seen everything and see everything online, we can't, it's hard. It's hard. We all should be in therapy right now. I go to therapy every week. I personally go to therapy every week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To get my mind right, you know what I'm saying, of what I see and what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm putting myself in check, holding myself accountable. And just because I do that, I don't look down on nobody that don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just trying to be the best me that I can be.
Right.
And make sure my light's shining. And if somebody come to me with some trauma or some pain, I know how to help that person. I'm being like, oh shit, I don't know. Good luck with that, bro.
Right.
I can't do that to nobody no more. I did that. I was a victim. You know, I was a part of the problem of that. But so now if people come in and confide in me of what they're going through, I got to look out for them. It's a reason they're coming to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a purpose, and I feel like that's part of my purpose on this planet. I think that's all of our purpose to agree.
That's definitely me in general. Like that's who I've always tried to be a listening ear.
Absolutely.
I feel like being if you're in a big homie position, you need to be able to do that because you need to be able to be a listening ear to anybody that of your little homies that's gonna come to you with their pain and trauma. You need to be able to help to give them advice, to help them. If there's underlining more pain, you need to be able to, hey, we need to get you to speak to somebody about this. You got to show concern. And I've always been the person to be like, hey, I'm concerned with, what's going on. You want to talk to me? Yeah, you got to be able to have empathy, be able to listen to them, be able to hear them out and be able to, and help, be able to be a helping hand. Absolutely. Sometimes just being there is being a helping hand.
Right. Being there,
you know,
Absolutely.
just showing that you're concerned, just showing that you want to, you know, you can talk to me if you need to. You don't have to, but you can talk to me if you need to. You know, just being that is encouraging to definitely younger people and even older people.
Come on, anybody.
Yeah,
anybody.
Because some people didn't have that person.
Exactly.
Didn't have that,
and they don't even realize how much stuff they need to get off their chest. They start talking to you, they're like, God damn, I feel so much better right now. I wonder why. Like,
yeah.
Some people, some big homies don't even look into that. You know what I'm saying? They don't look into that. It's they want a family. They want this. They want somebody to represent their name.
They want tight little homies.
They want tight little homies. Quit getting people that are tight and then putting them under you. Get somebody that's whack and make them tight. B said that. Shout out to B. Stryker said that. But it's that whole field. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? What are we doing in 2021? What are we doing to make ourselves better? What are we doing? How are we better than we were yesterday? Not just dance. Yeah. How are we better as human beings? You know what I'm saying? And these are the reasons why we took the list and we did this and we kind of like made a safe place and just be like, oh, there's a code of conduct here. Me and Mafioso had a code of conduct saying, you know, if you see something, you're going to say something. If not, you part of that problem.
Right.
And if somebody say or saw you see something and you didn't speak up, oh, yeah, you getting called out. We had a code of conduct of that, of like really holding people accountable. Not no liability, you break your leg and it's all your fault. No, it's a code of conduct. Like you see some, you know, some bullshit in here, you gonna represent it. You gonna hold it down because this is what we're on. Right?
Yeah,
you
be
know
able to say something.
You know, and people was like really shocked to sign that. Like, people was kind of hesitant, like, damn, do I gotta say something? And like, or don't come in here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
it's important to say something.
But we were just surprised at the people that were shocked to sign that paper. You know, like, oh, do I have to? Yeah, you do.
I think even if a list wasn't involved and a code of conduct was presented, it still should be something that people should be willing to sign. There's inappropriate stuff that happens that needs to be discussed. If you sweep it under the rug, it's gonna only happen again.
It's only gonna happen again.
Yeah, because you didn't allow, since you didn't say something, they think it's allowed. They think it's green. And that's the thing about stuff like that is the things we don't allow end up being stuff that happens more because the people around that seen it happen and seen that it was okay, some of them might think like, oh, okay, it's okay if I do it. Yep. You know? The people that, even the person that it happened to, maybe they'll adapt it and be like, man, well, now I can do this to somebody else.
Because it happened to me, and nobody said that, so I can do it to somebody else.
If you allow sucker shit, then you a sucker too.
Sucker too.
That's grandpa words right there.
That's grandpa words.
Hey, man, real, do y'all have any links to the anti-racism or anything?
It's just a lot of people. You could go to my page and you could see a lot of stuff that I've posted. You know, freedom movement. Is huge in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Freedom movement on Instagram. You know, there's a lot of just people in the work. And as somebody as far as like in the Vegas scene, and a lot of people don't agree, you know, with his approach or whatever they say agenda he's pressing, but it's soul. You know, a lot of people don't agree, but he's just somebody in our community that's taking everything from outside of the community to bringing it in inside, saying, yo, these are the issues. You know what I'm saying? Here. These are the issues. He's not saying this person's an issue or this person. He's saying these are the issues. He's just somebody we're lucky to have in our community. And as people are looking at me like, oh, real, you know, you speaking up. And I'm like, I'm learning from soul. And he's learning from outside sources. Right. So I'm tapping into some of the outside sources. Right. You know what I'm saying? But definitely shout out to the bro soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's usually all it takes, man. When you're trying to elevate, grow, and make things a little bit better, sometimes you got to reach outside.
I mean, the information is out there, you know, so it's no more excuses. Everybody got a smartphone. Everybody got a smartphone. You got a flip phone. I don't know what to do about you. But
I mean, it's just getting presented to us.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say.
Once you see it, then it's like, all right, now I can take it and give it to him. Now he can take it and give it to somebody else. And that trend can just.
So I was going to say, it all depends on how the information is presented to the person before they're even able to find out information about it, you know? So it's like, when it comes to anti-racism and stuff like that, I know that it runs really deep as far as like how racism can be presented, it's you know, how it can happen, because sometimes it's really subtle.
Soul said it evolves. Racism evolves with the times. And when I hit with that, I was like, ooh, that was deep, because we don't see it. Sometimes we just don't see it. And then if we go home, we sit down and we drink, like, we're watching TV and like, damn, That person said that. And it'll creep up on us like, what? They said that at work, and you be like kind of hot.
I mean, I agree with that it changes, but it's like, you know, also with the times and how times are changing, it's kind of like we get desensitized to it, and we and you know, people only see racism as the way that's being presented.
It used to be.
You know, how it's presented. So if it's presented that it's this way on TV, then that's the main thing we're gonna worry about. We're not gonna worry about all this other
ways it's presented. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's like, well, that's all racism as well. But we're just not going to take that. I mean, you know, pay attention to that.
Particular way.
Yeah, ain't no spotlight on this.
If somebody not dropping the N-word, they're not a racist.
Yeah, like the closet right now. that bathroom right now, it's all this racism going on in this closet. But right here, all we see is this.
This right here. Facts.
That's all we see.
We just see this little speck right here.
Just this little bit of racism. But
you could just wipe that. Spray some Windex on that and just wipe it.
Just wipe it.
It's good. It'll be clean in a second.
The biggest thing I want to say is the list. And it was never created. It was always there. We just never acknowledged the list. You know what I'm saying? The people that were on, quote unquote, the list, now it's just evident. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just the people that were on the list, and we like, why these people ain't showing up to these events? What's the issue?
Now we know.
That's the list.
Yeah.
That was the list. You know what I'm saying? When not work. Not like, damn, I ain't never seen this person. This person never come around when this person's here.
Right.
That's the list. That's the list. That's that shit we don't know. That's the.
We heard something may have happened right there, and now they never come around.
Now they never come. That's the list.
I feel like
that's the list. That's the list is just evident now. You know, when a particular event is just saying no, these people can't come in.
Yeah, there's a list in Crump.
Is there?
Yeah.
I must have missed it.
I mean, you come to sessions and you see not certain people at the session.
Oh. Yeah.
You think to yourself like, damn. Well, they here. So.
Well, they here.
So
yeah.
And then when they're not here, you be like, oh.
That's facts though. Actually, now that I think about it, leave Vegas Crump for sure.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. So.
I see that. That makes a lot of sense. But do you know the actions of everybody on the list? So everything that everybody did on the list is for sure what the actions that transpired, basically.
Whether it was accusations, it was something that went to the courts, it's something that they were questioned. And that was just first and foremost. When I heard something, whether it be I'm the third or fourth down the line or I'm second, you know what I'm saying? I'm part of like, okay, you know, who reached out to these people? What did they say? What did they do?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we normally got ghosts. People, you know, that I work with, the anti-racism team that I'm with, you know, a lot of times we get ghosted. There's very few people. Somebody from Kendrick just came around and, you know, they did some performative, you know, kind of culture appropriation thing. You know, they were selling some hats and they had a James Brown, like, quote inside their beanie, but it was during something for Asian Americans. And I was like, well, why are you taking black culture for this particular event? You know what I'm saying? So they got approached and they kind of came around and they understood. So it's things like that. Some things that we talk to people about, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, what? Well, we got this and this. We're not saying anything's true. We're saying this is what, you know, this is what's being brought to us.
Right.
This is what I got earshot of, and I'm not okay with this because of X, Y, Z. So I'm asking, but normally we don't even get that far. You know what I'm saying? So that's and people have the ability to get out of that, but they don't want to face that demon that they had or that's there or something of a mixed confusion.
Am I tripping?
No, I heard that.
What is that? Is that bark?
That sound like a shotgun.
Shotgun.
I don't think I live in the hood, but
nah.
Yes, you do. It ain't like a hood, but it's definitely, you know.
Click. Let me lock my door.
You definitely might walk down the street and see a smoker or two.
Yeah, you'll see a couple. You'll see a couple, but you good over in my house at least.
Come to Suave Street. That's the only place you go. Everywhere else, we can't guarantee nothing.
Don't go to the 7-Eleven down the street.
No.
I can't.
Don't walk anyway.
Don't walk.
Just don't walk.
Don't walk.
Say the accusations that somebody had came out to be false. Would you guys be like, all right, you know, we were wrong on this, blah, 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 you know, if it came out to be false?
If it came out to be false, of course.
But
normally the actions
it's pretty true.
Normally
it ain't the fact that it's true or not. It's the fact that once a person once they reach out, or somebody try to talk to them and clarify some certain things, they go ghost.
They go ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's
you're
like they're already giving. We're already getting the answer.
It's the no answer is the answer thing.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
If something happened and he hits me up and I'm just like well, I can't sit here and say you didn't do it because you're the one that's being accused and you're not speaking up for yourself.
Yeah,
you're not defending yourself. If you're not going to defend yourself, then
so why are you not? So and normally it's like, well, what is it that you don't want to talk about?
Right.
What is it? Yeah. And normally it's like, well, what do you know? And
well,
it's like,
it just goes to the fact of like, okay,
I know enough to ask you.
Like,
yeah, I'm asking you about the situation.
Situation. So
I ain't trying to get information. I'm just trying to clarify.
But people are so scared,
But I think that's what it could be. It could be because what if somebody was accused of something, but they didn't do it, But perhaps they were like, dang, like this is. I could lose my job. I could do all this, blah, blah, blah.
Like a defamation of character
so
when
they don't
even want to speak on it because now that looks bad on them.
So then when it comes and say if somebody comes to me and I don't really know them, I would be like, I'm not going to talk to you about something like this because this is like private stuff that happened to me. And if I talk to you about this and say, okay, this is this and this is what happened, I don't know if you're going to be like, well, guess what? Guess who I talked to?
Right. And then start to put dubs on it.
Yeah, and then start to try. But I don't believe him, though. All that stuff. Then it's like, so I think it could be something like that happening. Not saying that that's what is happening, but I'm just trying to like speak, I guess, from both sides of the spectrum, just in case it is somebody who is
harm is harm, and people can double down on their shit. You know what I'm saying? When people double down, it's like, if I'm accused of something, and this, I'm just talking for me. I'm going to be just transparent with me. I've taught a lot of people. I've taught a lot of kids. But a lot of people don't know that I had a CCSD background check. So it's like, okay, you could go back to my history and you could go and look at any camera that I worked at in any studio. You can go to talk to any family or any kid one-on-one. I've never left myself in that position of anything that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure, hey, okay, we're done with class. Let's go out here. Ain't no kicking and go and get some boba or anything after class. That's just me. But at the same time, if I was ever accused of something, I'm like, whoa, me knowing the character and the position that I'm in, what are you misunderstanding? What did you read? What do I need to apologize for? That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. And knowing that I'm connected to y'all and Crump and Popping, that's me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are connected to these things and they don't want to go like, what did I do wrong? What do I need to clean up? Sometimes people are like, nah, nigga, that's not true.
Right.
That's not true. That's why you talking about me like that. That's a lot of people have this defensive mechanism. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not what you shouldn't feel, but if you're being accused of something that you didn't do, you're gonna advocate for yourself correctly. You know what I'm saying? Just like, mama, don't whip me. I didn't eat the cookies. You know what I'm saying? And you'll have the whole story of what happened to the goddamn cookies. You know what I'm saying? It's the same behavior. We can't separate those two behaviors and act like we can't advocate for ourselves when we're being wrongly accused.
Right.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying when somebody gets wrongly accused,
if they're wrongly accused, advocate for yourself.
They should be like, what do I got to do?
What do I got to do? If you're being, but how many people are wrongfully accused?
Yeah, but I mean,
that's also a statistic.
There could be situations where
I'm not saying it don't happen.
I think what could happen in some of these scenarios is, okay, like say if somebody's like, somebody's in a position, somebody knows somebody's in a position of power, and you can be like, I could take you down just by telling a whole lie on you right now.
Right.
It gives people a power to do that. It's given, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like in some circumstances, if somebody came out and was like, no, this person is lying, this is not true, I don't even recall, this scenario, we can check tapes, whatever we got to do.
Right.
I can explain dates, times, screenshots, boom, 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 and they have all the evidence to back them up. And I feel like that would be a different story. If somebody came out and was like, I got all my receipts to prove that normally this didn't happen.
The survivors do. The survivors normally have receipts because the people in those positions of just want to wrongfully accuse, they know what's at stake too. They know they can get 86.
Yeah.
So normally, I'm not saying it's a high percentage. I'm saying it's a very low percentage of people doing false claims.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and some cases, it's miscommunication, and you just miscommunicated. But how much accountability do you want to take?
Yeah.
Saying it because there's always signs. There's always signs. You ignore the signs, you at where you at because you ignore the signs.
Well, that's something that I feel like is cautious too. It's like if there is signs, then it more so makes sense, you know. But
Absolutely.
if there was no signs and then it comes out, then it's kind of like, okay, well, let's see the situation.
Yeah.
You know, let's see if both of y'all who got the receipts to prove, you know, what's going on, so we can make sure that justice is rectified, you know, in the situation. Because I feel like if we let stuff like Butter, for example, saying if it's a topic, it's a problem immediately, but sometimes it's like, well, if the topic's being brought up wrongfully, then it's like, why should we automatically make it a problem if this person can prove that it didn't happen? So I guess it depends on the case.
It depends
case by case scenario.
Definitely a case by case.
It's a case by case scenario, you know, and it really, but we have to really see if we're checking somebody close to us or far from us, it's really just holding that person accountable. Like, because even if something like close to my bros, a Butter or you know, Jarrell, you know what I'm saying, that's being accused of something, they know how I roll. So I'm gonna be like, you know, hey, what's up, bro? I heard this.
Yeah.
What is this?
Try to go get the facts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but that's just true. Having real ones around you to be able to hold you accountable for stuff like that. You know,
and I feel like that's where it's knowing the seriousness of it and being able to be like, hey, this is serious.
This is serious.
Now that you're bringing this to my attention, it's serious both ways. Like, for the person that's being accused and for the accuser and the people around that know it's serious. So everybody needs to take it seriously to be like, all right, we need to have conversations. We need to figure out what's going on and what happened. And people need to be held accountable for what they did.
But when those same people don't come and converse and meet up with those people and have those conversations,
that's their fault. That's their fault. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. There's people out there trying to rectify.
It's like you need to correct your wrongs.
You need to correct your wrongs.
Even if it's not a wrong, you need to make sure to correct it so it's not standing there as a wrong.
Or even looking at so seeming like
it's cloudy. It's cloudy. Clear it up. You know, whatever status it's in. And normally, like I said, people don't want to take any of those steps because it's deeper than what we know.
Yeah. We
only know so much. You know what I'm saying? When we all get information, it's only this person in this case, but normally there's an underlying. Right. Mm-hmm. It's when you hear something, it's always the rule of three. It has already happened 3 times before you didn't heard it. You know what I'm saying? That's deep.
That's deep.
It's already happened 3 times before you didn't heard it.
Yeah.
Nigga done stole. He done stole 3 times before you didn't find him.
Couple.
You know what I'm saying? He already got away. Nigga done scammed. He already scammed 3 times. Somebody didn't did something. It's a pattern. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you just finally got caught.
Yeah.
And got hip to the pattern. That's just the rule of thumb.
Yeah, and that's crazy because I feel like I'm always the type of, if somebody accuses me of something, I want to know what I did and what's going on, what I do, and try to figure out the situation so we can get it handled. Yeah. I don't like people being upset, you know, with what I did. So I try to figure out what did I do? What happened? Let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about it.
That's why every time I see a post about something, especially if it's from a dancer that I know, who?
Yeah. Who? That's important too.
About it.
It's like if you do post, that's why the subliminals need to stop.
Stop subliminals.
Stop
2021.
Subliminals 2021.
Stop all subliminals.
Right?
Especially if it's in a. I'm tired.
There you go again.
We're supposed to be done, man. We're supposed to be done.
We're over.
And you did that last week on the podcast. I
did, bro.
Stab it out, Dabber.
But stab it out, Dabber. But especially if it's in a small community. If it's a small community and y'all know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, come on, man. It's only so many people. If you're going to say something, say it directly to that person or don't say it at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just leave it alone.
Thank you for being here, Real.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you sharing your time with us. Do you got anything else you want to add before we?
Well, I'm going to say, what is it, June 25th?
26.
The R&B's event.
And my going away party.
And it's for Real's going away party.
Moving to DC.
I ain't gonna lie, that's why I was like, I gotta have Real on here before he leaves because you've been a big part of Vegas.
I appreciate it.
And I'm definitely pulling up, man. I'm taking off from work. You know how I get there.
We got it caught on camera, we holding him accountable.
Your ass supposed to be at work.
Right, you're right. My job gonna call. Well, Suave said
he was holding you accountable.
Let me go ahead and clarify. I really had diarrhea. but the bathrooms at the R&B's event is the only ones that work.
The only ones that work. They're the only ones that work.
So I had to pull up.
I had to pull up. I was driving by.
I had to pull up. But yeah, man, the R&B's event, June 26th.
Yes.
Tropicana and Jones.
Yes.
At the Time Studio.
Time Dance Academy.
Time Dance Academy.
Shout out to Trey over there.
Shout out to Trey.
Big shout out
Holding
to
it
Trey.
down
Yes,
for
sir.
the community.
Yep, absolutely, man. Y'all pull up to that, man. It's gonna be a dope event. I've never actually been to one, so this is gonna be my first time going to an R&B.
I've been to one. It was dope.
It's gonna be live.
I ain't gonna lie. Dre's performance at the last one.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy. That was crazy.
Crazy.
I kind of want to jump in
performer.
the tournament, but I can't dance in the R&B.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
I mean, I know I can, but
you can. What are you talking about?
it's gonna be some crazy.
Snoop know he
dances.
can.
It's gonna be some crazy dances up there, and I know they're gonna be like on some other shit.
They're gonna be like, I was ready
Watch
for this.
watch Outrage jumping in. I'm like,
Outrage was in the last one. He was
Outrage
crazy.
he is judging, huh?
Outrage, Joe Styles, Tamika judging. Fire.
Tommy
Joe Styles.
Make sure to
he come back.
book real. I'm telling you, he's one of the best DJs. If y'all want y'all music played right,
come on. Come
book
on.
DJ for real. I promise you. Yeah, if you want
Houston,
your
I see you soon, July 31st.
quinceañeras done,
Houston.
if you want your weddings done,
But for real though, as far as like the dance scene, man, you don't have too many DJs that really specialize in like the street culture of it. Like he knows how to really create the mood for your event. Breaking, popping, crumping, whatever, bro. He's gonna create that mood for
Much
it.
love.
For
Much
real,
love.
for real. So
facts.
Appreciate it.
Facts.
for real.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
And
having me, sir.
yes, as you guys know, make sure to follow the Instagram, the_unbiased_opinions. Yes,
That's right.
click on the
Yes,
link.
sir.
Check out the YouTube.
Also,
right.
What's your Instagram, bro?
Official_for real.
Absolutely.
There it
follow the
is.
bros.
Follow the bro and book him.
Number
I ain't gonna
4.
tell y'all again.
4
If y'all make me tell y'all again,
Come on.
y'all gonna be
booking-
canceled.
Hey, you gonna get a
Yeah.
preview this Saturday.
Booking?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's going down this Saturday.
This Saturday, Desert Breeze, be there for the Krumpers versus Poppers, man.
Woohoo!
It's gonna
Facts.
be lit.
Watch the Krumpers win.
Yes, sir.
They about to turn up. It's about to be lit. I'm
It's
looking
about to be
forward to
lit.
it.
Yo, shout out to the eye.visuals, man. Just wanted to give a shout out to them, man.
eye.visuals.
They do some
Shout
dope
out.
shoots, man.
You
Shout
know,
out to them.
Me and Diamond
Hey, yo,
working.
Shout out to No Validation Tech
No
Studios.
validation.
No Validation Tech Studios. Shout out to him. Shout out to Beam Media.
Thank you so much for shooting
Follow them. Yes,
the
sir.
other day.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That
For the
joke was
promo,
good.
For the art promo.
And
yes,
87 Customs as well.
Shout out to
87
If you
87
want to know where we
Customs.
got these at,
Right
if you
there.
want yours done,
If you need your shirts done,
Yeah.
you need some shirts, you need some masks, man. You need some sweats, you need some hoodies, you need some gloves, you need some drawers, socks. Let me know, man. Let me know. We putting it on everything. For
Some
real.
draws? I
Hey,
might need that for
hey,
Father's
Bro,
Day. I
who
don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, though.
You want some custom drawers?
bro,
custom
I ain't
drawers,
gonna
I'm
lie
with
though.
it.
You should do some custom socks. That'd be dope.
Yeah, it would.
Put feet out.
With the feet out. With the feet out.
on them.
Oh, you want me to cut? Hey, yo, so, I mean, I
Show
just
the
make
levels.
I
The
just make some
levels.
foot warmers. Some foot warmers, bro, with the toes out.
With the toes out.
Show the different levels that you go to.
There you go.
The flipped up.
So the tube socks, I'm gonna have the levels on the tube socks.
There you go.
Hey, y'all better copy too.
I
Oh,
copy.
God.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. We appreciate the support and the
Absolutely,
love. It
man.
means a lot. So
Absolutely.
yes, we appreciate
Go to that
appreciate you
YouTube
guys.
page, man. It's in the description.
like
at the_unbiased_opinions.
Yes,
Instagram. Go
we gotta say it a lot so y'all don't forget.
Right.
Check it out.
check it.
Muscle memory.
Click on the link, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, man.
Subscribe.
We
Show
appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right,
love. Peace.
we out. Peace.